Good morning, everyone. Welcome again to Randall R. Sadler Stadium on the campus of Earlham College as we bring you Quakers baseball, the final day of the regular season. Doubleheader here this afternoon against the Panthers of Hanover. I'm Troy Naragowski as the champion Quakers will be back in action here today, and I said yes, champion Quakers. They win the conference outright with their win yesterday as they knocked off this Hanover team by a final of 6-0. And with other events that happened yesterday as well, the Quakers will be the number one seed in the HCAC tournament that will take place beginning next Thursday right here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. The Quakers come into today's action at 24-12 overall, 19-6 in conference play. Meanwhile, Hanover at 18-18, they're 9-15 in the conference as well. Today, doubleheader action, and that means the Quakers, well, they're not going to relax. They have their starting lineup back in from yesterday. They want to get 2 wins today. They also want to get into that tournament with a lot of momentum and win 21 games in the conference and solidify themselves as that top seed in the HCAC tournament. Of course, we'll have all those games right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. When we come back on the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, we're going to hear from head coach Steve Sakositz, get his thoughts about yesterday's big win as they have now won the championship. We'll talk about today's matchup, and of course we have a lot of scenarios to talk about as well when the tournament rolls around next week. We'll do that coming up next. This is the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time, which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Hi, this is Troy Naragowski of Radio Troy Digital Sports. There are plenty of places for me to get lunch or dinner, but there's only one Mancino's. In fact, I was just there for lunch the other day and had a delicious pizza grinder. That's just one of many choices I can get at Mancino's. How about a fresh salad? Several varieties of pasta, Mancino's Lights, or perhaps even an oven-baked spaghetti, or maybe a pepperoni pizza. So when you're looking for a great lunch or dinner, make sure you choose Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. At Richmond Power and Light, we're committed to Richmond. We've been a part of this community for over 114 years. We're not part of some big energy conglomerate, and we don't answer to out-of-town stockholders. Instead, we are accountable to you. And just like you, we want what's best for our hometown. That means you can count on us to provide reliable electricity at low rates. We are Richmond Power and Light, your hometown electric utility, building Richmond a better tomorrow.
State championship yesterday, big win yesterday as well. If you kind of let it all sink in now, we talked after the game last night, we're just kind of a realization of it kind of took over, but then let it sink in a little bit.
A little bit. Got a lot of congratulatory texts and all that stuff from alumni and other coaches in the conference and all those things. And that's great. I'm really proud of our players. I'm proud of our alums. I'm proud of our staff. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all these people that we consider part of our Earlham baseball family that get to celebrate this part of it, because it's something that it is very special. But as I told our kids today, it's a 27-game conference season. You have to be, again, you have to be in each and every games to be able to win this thing. And we still have 2 more games. We play 25 to 27. So we got 2 more games out there today that we're not going to sit back and just say, whatever happens, happens. We're going to go out here and try to keep our momentum going and get ourselves again in the right direction for the conference tournament. But, again, it's very special. I'm very happy for our kids. But I think after this weekend, if we do our part today, we'll be able to kind of sit back and say, okay, that was special. Now move on.
We talked about that a little bit last night, and Alex said the same thing when I asked him what they were going to do to celebrate a little bit last night. And his bottom line answer was, we're going to enjoy for the moment, then kick it to the side and get ready for today. So you kind of know these guys are business ready for today, too.
And having as many seniors as I do, I think that's important, because some younger guys, they don't know the steps and the process it takes to get here. But, with where this team has grown from where these kids were freshmen and then getting the conference tournament next year, then losing the conference championship last year to where we're at now, it's progression. And, again, it was exciting to pitch to contact. They got themselves out with some early counts. I can't remember how they went 4-pitch inning, 6-pitch inning. It was very good. But then offensively, we got Addison had 2 hits, Danny Dobbin had 2 hits, some other guys had a couple of hits as well too. Eric had the big hits for us there. But you look at when you want consistency of players. Eric struck out in a situation in the first inning, and he comes back the next 2 at-bats and get home runs. He didn't let that first at-bat affect him. And the more we can do with that, the better it's going to be. Because Ken Cochran's proven why when you're facing the best pitcher, and you're facing the best defense and the best offenses, for the most part, you got to make sure you're taking care of your situations, but understand that you're the next play away from getting yourself right where you want to be.
Danny Dobbin at third base. You mentioned defense. And I know most of his yesterday routinely had a couple of pretty good plays too. For a guy that's not a natural third baseman, the guy's really filled in very well there. And then you look over at second base, and certainly what has happened there as well. You've got 2 guys out of position that are playing those positions really well.
Well, let me just say here, we go through our infield here. Eric Elkins was a catcher when he came in from high school. Matt Barger was an outfielder when he came in infield this year. Garrett has been an outfielder his whole career. Danny Dobbin's a catcher. So, again, we recruit baseball players. Baseball players don't care what they're playing as long as they're getting a chance to get out there and help the team win. I really believe that that's all these kids care about is to win. Again, you watch how humble our kids are when they're a couple Lynch and Laird and Elkins and Howie, all the records that they've broken. But it wasn't, they're very humble in that aspect. I understand that a lot of them are giving praise to God and the gifts that he's given them. That's awesome because he has done that. Our kids are understanding that, this is something special, but more to do.
All right, Coach, let's talk a little bit about today. One guy yesterday talked a little bit about Elkins, and I thought maybe he was going to break out at some point. He does yesterday. Let's talk a little bit about your shortstop and a little bit about him. I'm expecting him at some point to kind of break loose again. He's been a little bit quiet lately.
Laird, second in the conference in RBIs, second in the conference in stolen bases, and again, you're thinking he hasn't been struggling a little bit. It's just consistency. You're going to have games where you're not going to get a hit. The thing that we want is he's putting the ball in play. Sometimes he's putting their pitch in play. We want to put our pitch in play, but he's getting himself in good counts. So when you're doing that, it's having quality at bats. Though he might not be getting a hit, he can move it around a little or getting a fly ball with a swimmer around it. And those are just as important as hits because you're hitting the ball hard in those aspects. So in his case, not worried about it. He's playing pretty good shortstop for us, and for a guy that's out of position for the most part, and going out there and being a 3-hole hitter facing the toughest pitches a pitcher's got to pitch, he's done pretty well for himself. So I'm not upset or worried about him and anything he's doing because I think he's going to get himself back where he wants to be soon.
I looked pretty smart yesterday, I'll tell you that for sure. Hey, by the way, I have to mention that because he made fun of my Cardinals yesterday, so I'm going to call him out for it today. Coach, pitching-wise, Jay, what are you going to go with?
First game, we're going to go with Collins. Collins pitched well. First night, he was 1 for us. He's been very good. I think his best start he had was last week against Pennsylvania. So I'm excited to see what he does here coming into this. And then we're going to come back with Kyle Gorman. Kyle Gorman has been one of our best pitchers. Went with Howie here. We're going to start rotation for us this year. And we think Kyle's going to be one of those first guys we're going to throw in that conference tournament. And so we want to give him another start here before we go there, face a different team. And again, the thing he does well is he hammers his own. He throws strikes in his form really good opportunities. That's what we told our kids, and we really believe that. If you give him hits, it's going to help him. But if you give him hits, there's nobody on base. It ain't going to hurt him. Coach Elite.
Head coach Steve Sakasitz once again joining us here on the pregame. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineups for today's matchup. First off, for the Panthers of Hanover, coming at 18-18, 9-15 in the conference. John Scheel will lead things off. He'll be in center field. Batting second at third base, Spencer Coop. Hitting third, the first baseman, Ty Stover. Hitting in the cleanup spot, the shortstop, Jack Shine. Hitting fifth, playing in left field, Brooks Bailey. Hitting sixth, the second baseman, Chase Sizemore. Hitting seventh, the DH, Tyler Cockerham. Hitting 8th and catching Tyler Fitch, and then hitting 9th, playing in right field, is Jay Lorenz. Again today for Hanover, it's Shield, Coop, Stover, Shine, Bailey, Sizemore, Cockerham, Fitch, and Lorenz. For the Quakers today, no change in their lineup from yesterday other than Colin Greavy getting the start. Nate Lynch will lead things off. He'll be in center field. Matt Barger batting second at second base. Brandon Laird, the shortstop, hitting third. Eric Elkus back in the cleanup spot. 2 home runs yesterday. He'll be at first base. Addison Robertson hitting 5th and DHing. Cody Krumloff back behind the plate. He'll be batting 6th, batting 7th, and playing third base, Danny Dopp. Hitting 8th in left field, Isaiah Shank. Hitting 9th in right field, Kendall Baker. Lynch, Barger, Laird, Elkus, Robertson, Krumloff, Dopp, Shake, and Baker. Colin Greavy going today for the Quakers. We will come back. We'll get this one underway. Game 1 of 2 here this afternoon right here on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All the amenities you want and the convenience you need. Your next apartment is waiting for you at Chester Heights Apartments in Richmond. Chester Heights Apartments come with 1, 2, or 3 bedrooms with central air, inside laundry, swimming pool, and a new regulation-size volleyball court. Chester Heights also offers convenient access to IU East, Reed Hospital, shopping, restaurants, and more. Call today for specials. Chester Heights Apartments on Chester Boulevard in Richmond, a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
Injured athletes can be evaluated at Reed Orthopedic Center, 1400 Highland Road in Richmond. Request a same-day or next-day appointment to be evaluated by medical professionals who specialize in strains, sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, concussions, and other sports-related orthopedic issues. Call 935-8905. That's 935-8905. Or request an appointment online at reedortho.org. Reed Orthopedic Center, 1400 Highland Road in Richmond.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
When it comes to coverage of high school, college, and professional sports in Richmond and Wayne County, Radio Troy Digital Sports is a game changer. Hi, this is Troy Darengowski. We are now your one-stop website for the best sports coverage in the area. From the Red Devils to the Colts and the Hoosiers, we have you covered. Check out the daily sports page, player and coach interviews, play-by-play of high school and college athletics, and much, much more. Check it out every day on RadioTroy.com. Game 1 of 2 here this afternoon. We'll have both games again right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports, and then we'll think about the tournament that will get underway on Thursday. Quakers will try to go for their second win in a row over the Panthers here today, and they'll go with the right-hander Colin Greavy. He is making his 12th appearance, his 9th start, 49 innings so far this year. He's given up 76 hits, 40 runs, 33 of those earned with 28 strikeouts and 15 walks, 3-1 on the year with an ERA of 6.06, and perhaps his best outing was one of those in the 3-game set against Transylvania. Quakers ended up winning all 3 games. It was Game 2 he won by a final 7-4, and it might have been his best outing of the entire season. So, again, the Quakers will look for the at least series win here today. And, again, the second game will get underway at around 3:30, 3:45 this afternoon. We may have more of an idea of what the other three teams may look like that'll be coming in on Thursday and Friday of next week when we get the tournament underway here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Today's game being brought to you in part by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on that transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-3400. We're ready to go. It'll be Shield, Coop, and Stover at the top of the order.
Number 8, John Shield.
Shield yesterday 1 for 4. Comes in at 265, 3 home runs. He has driven in 16. Sunshine here today, light breeze blowing out of the west. Shouldn't be much of a factor today. Temperatures will get into the lower 60s, so a cool spring afternoon as Greavy set to throw, and his first pitch is on the way, and it's low and inside, ball 1. Game time at 12:01. Here's the wind and the 1-0 delivery on the way. It's inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Quakers yesterday got off to a slow start offensively and then picked things up in innings number 5 and 6, certainly highlighted by the 2 home runs yesterday by Eric Elkis as that pitch is low, 3 balls and no strikes. Elkis now with 7 home runs as he nears the 50 RBI mark as well, and that pitch is a called strike. We'll set that defense for you. Nothing different from yesterday as the Quakers have been pretty consistent with this lineup for the last several weeks, and that pitch is inside for a ball. Leadoff walk for John Shield, and the Hanovers have a man on. The Hanover Panthers have a man on here in the first. That'll bring up Spencer Coop. Coop at 304, no home runs, and 18 runs driven in. Krumloff behind the plate. Elkis at first. Bargers at second. Laird at short. Dopp is at third. With Shake, Lynch, and Baker in the outfield, again left to right. And here at Randall R. Sadler, we'll give you the dimensions of this stadium and this ballpark in a moment. As that pitch low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Coop again showing bunt his first time up. 310 down the left field line with Earlham Monster there as well. 375 in the alleys, 390 dead center, 325 down the right field line. The pitch on the way, bunted first base side, and that'll go foul. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike here in the top of inning number 1. Coop yesterday 1 for 4. Hanover managing 8 base hits off of Howie Smith, his 4th complete game in a row, which is almost unheard of these days in any level of baseball. That pitch in there for a strike. And Coop thought that pitch might have been a little bit high as he looks back at the home plate umpire. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hanover trying to finish out their season in a positive note, trying to get a couple of wins here today, get to the 20-win mark. Shield with a lead at first base, held on by Elkis. The stretch by Greavy, and the pitch is on the way, popped him up. Second baseman is Matt Barger, and Barger, a converted outfielder, makes the catch, and there's 1 away. That'll bring up Ty Stover.
With 1 out, now batting the first baseman, number 26, Ty Stover.
Stover, 344, 2 home runs. He has driven in 29. Yesterday went 1 for 3. They're talking in the pregame about, with Coach Sack, when you look at the Quaker infield, here's the pitch by Greavy, and it's right down the middle for a strike. You think about all these guys when they came to Earlham, were in completely different positions, and the way that Danny Dopp plays down at third base now, like he's been there his entire life. Tossed to first. You know, Laird was an outfielder, Barger an outfielder, Dopp is a catcher, Elkis was a catcher, and all these guys have been converted into pretty good infielders. As Greavy comes set, and the pitch on the way, in there for a strike. Stover behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Hanover is not a team that will run a lot. Well, it came into this series with just over 30 stolen bases the entire year. The stretch by Greavy. And the pitch on the way, and a high fastball got him swinging, and Stover strikes out for out number 2. And with 2 away, that'll bring up Jack Shine.
With 2 outs now batting the shortstop, number 5, Jack Shine.
Shine at 365 home runs. He has driven in 27, 1 for 3 yesterday. And Greavy set to throw. The runner takes off. The pitch is in there for a strike. The throw down goes into center field. And backing that one up will be Nate Lynch, so no advancement there for John Shield. He'll get credit for the stolen base. And now the Panthers have a runner in scoring position here in the first inning. And Shine behind in the count, no balls and a strike. So the shortstop, Brandon Laird, over to talk now with the right-hander Greavy, as he will look to get out of this inning and leave a runner in scoring position here in the top of the first inning. Outfield straightaway here for the Quakers. Stretch by Greavy. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, Laird. His throw to first, a little bit wide, but staying on the bag at first base is Elkis, and that will do it here in the top of the first inning for Hanover. After half inning of play, it's Hanover nothing. Earlham coming to bat. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all handpicked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at tonyscarsales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars. Quakers will be facing a right-hander here this afternoon. It'll be Garrett Zorb. Zorb will be making his 10th start of the season, 45 2/3 innings. He's given up 57 hits, 33 runs, 28 of those earned with 29 strikeouts and 23 walks. He is 2-2 on the season with an ERA of 5.52. Lynch, Barger, and Laird for the Quakers in game number 1. Quakers yesterday wrapped up the regular season championship, but even after the celebration, if you talk to some of the players, they know they have a lot more to go here next week. Zorb will take his final warm-up tosses. We're ready to get going here in the bottom of inning number 2. Boy, Nate Lynch, what a year he has had. Became the all-time hits leader last night. 423 on the year, a home run. He has driven in 28, 45 stolen bases. He went 2 for 5 last night, including that hit that put him over the top, and also picked up a triple. Couple of stolen bases last night as well, as Zorb, the right-hander, set to throw. And his first pitch. That one slapped and hit foul by Lynch. No balls and a strike. Fitch behind the plate once again for Hanover here today. Stover's at first, Sizemore at second. Shine at short, Coop at third, with Bailey, Shield, and Lorenz in the outfield for the Panthers. That one a slap foul as well. No balls and 2 strikes. It will be interesting to see how this Earlham team plays today. It's awful hard to come off a win like last night and then emotionally come back less than 24 hours. That pitch just outside, 1-2. You come back, and sure that most of them didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night, but see how they react here today. Sometimes emotions and let you down a little bit for the next day, but they're hoping that's not going to be the case. As that pitch low and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and at least talking with Coach Sakasitz, it didn't appear that would be the case here today, but we wait and see. 2-2 now to Nate Lynch. The pitch hit toward the shortstop. Shine will take that on the hop. The throw to first in time. There's one away. Here's Matt Barger. Barger 307 on the year. 3 home runs. He has driven in 23. Barger 1 for 3. A run scored and an RBI in the win last night. But what a beautiful day we have here today. As again, the temperature may not be quite as warm as we would like, but this might be the best day we've had in a long time. That pitch in there for a strike. Graduation yesterday as well, but a little ceremony before the game for the seniors. Breaking pitch called strike, and Barger quickly down at 0-2. Get an update on the tennis team. I know Mitch Blancaspor will be joining us at some point throughout this contest, talking about what the scenario may look like for next week. That one's tapped back to Zorb, and he'll underhand throw to first. There's 2 away. Again, the men's tennis team in action today in the championship of the HCAC tournament. Once we find out information on that, we'll pass that along as well. And here's Brandon Laird. We talked about Brandon a little bit in the pregame. You look at his numbers, 338, 3 home runs, 41 runs driven in, 31 stolen bases, and though he's been kind of quiet lately, see if he'll break out of not a slump, but he's just been kind of doing his job every day, as you would expect at shortstop, but maybe looking a little bit more at the plate as the pitch is on the way, and it's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Laird. Yesterday we talked about Elkis, and he came out with 2 home runs. Also drove in 3. Here's the wind and the 1-1 pitch. That one's hit down the line and foul. Laird, one of the 7 seniors on this squad that will do something that has never been done for the Quakers, and that is host of the HCAC tournament next week. Here's the wind and the 1-2 pitch. It's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The scenario is a little bit difficult to follow, at least at this point, when Mitch comes on, talks about it, with the 2, 3, and 4 seeds still up in the air at the moment. Here's your break-even pitch. This one is popped up into left field. Coming on is Bailey. Bailey will get there and make the catch, and that will do it as the Quakers go down in order here in the first inning. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, we will head to inning number 2. The Quakers and the Panthers, no score. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
There is one thing for sure in my life. I know nothing about fixing cars. That's why I take my vehicles to Beach Automotive at 110 East Main in Richmond. Their experts have the knowledge to service and repair even the most challenging auto problems. So if you have an automotive question, they have the answers at Beach Automotive, 110 East Main in Richmond. Or give them a call at 765-966-8181 or visit their website, beach-auto.com.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
We head to the top half of inning number 2. Bailey, Sizemore, and Cockerham all due up as Greavy set to go to work in this second inning. As we mentioned, Mitch Blancaspor is going to be joining us as we will examine a little bit of what the tournament may look like next week. And, well, first off, I'm sure yesterday was kind of a long evening for you and a lot of work to do between the tennis tournament and the baseball win yesterday as Greavy's first pitch is on the outside corner. Let's talk about scenarios. What are we expecting with all the action today?
Yeah, well, first, Troy, definitely a long day, but, if I don't enjoy a day like that, then I got to find a new job.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a shout-out to the tennis team before we talk about a bunch of tiebreaker scenarios here at baseball. Tennis fell to Rose-Hulman 6-3 last week. They're in the HCAC Tournament Championship today. We're down 2-1 after doubles and have lost second and third singles already, as there's a foul ball popped out of play here. So one more flight win for Rose-Hulman will give the Engineers the victory in the automatic berth in the NCAA Division III men's tennis tournament. Quakers still fighting there up at first singles, up at fifth singles, but trailing at 4 and 6 down a set. So going to need a big comeback there. As far as tiebreaker scenarios, I spent about 90 minutes into the wee hours of today, actually, last night, trying to figure out all these different tiebreakers. So this is another foul ball here. Obviously, we know that Earlham's the top seed. Earlham will host. The conference tournament will be here at Sadler Stadium tomorrow. And then it's kind of a jumble between Manchester and Franklin and Rose-Hulman and Mount St. Joe. And, of course, next year the tournament's going to 5 teams, which would have been ideal this year. But this year, one of those teams is going to get left out. And ironically, is another foul ball here by Hanover. A lot of those teams are playing each other. Mount St. Joe is hosting Rose-Hulman in a single game today, and Manchester is hosting Franklin in a doubleheader today. Get the pitch for you from Greavy, and I'll start sort of breaking down some of the scenarios for you.
Colin with the pitch on the way, grounded foul.
And good at bat here from Hanover, definitely quality at bat. So the first thing is we could potentially have a 4-way tie for second place if everything plays out, so there's a huge tiebreak. But the first thing to note is if Franklin does not win twice, they are out of the tournament.
Okay.
Regardless of what happens with Rose Mount St. Joe is up a game on Franklin and has a tiebreaker with the Grizzlies due to a 2-1 series win. So if Franklin does not win both games, the Grizzlies are out.
Okay.
As that pitch from Greavy misses here. So that's kind of the simple thing. If Rose-Hulman wins their single game today, which just got underway, the Engineers will be no worse than the 3 seed. And excessive window shopping there from the Panthers. Good job from Colin Greavy to sort of focus in after what we have, a 10-pitch at bat.
Yeah, it was a lot. He fouled quite a few off. Here is Chase Sizemore, by the way.
So, again, talking about the Rose Mount St. Joe game. Mount St. Joseph wins, they are no worse than the 3 seed. If Rose wins, they are no worse than the 3 seed. So the winner of that game is going to be playing in the 2-3 game in some capacity.
Okay.
If Manchester wins one game, Manchester is no worse than the 2 seed.
Okay.
So Manchester is, if they win one of the 2 games, they're the 2. The crazy scenario, as a curveball from Greavy's in there for a strike, kind of fooled Krumloff even. The crazy scenario is if Franklin wins both games and Mount St. Joe beats Rose-Hulman, then you have 3 teams at 16-11 and 1 team at 15-10. Using games back as a tiebreaker, there'd be a 4-way tie for second place.
Wow. So a lot's going to happen today. I know that all the answers are going to come out, but everybody's going to be doing a little bit of scoreboard watching.
Yeah, exactly. And to make a long story short, what I used about 75 of my 90 minutes in the wee hours of the morning, if there is a 4-way tie, Rose-Hulman will miss out on the conference tournament, having lost 6 of their last 7 games, if that were to be the case.
Okay.
The defending conference champs, obviously. So and then Earlham would play Manchester in the first round, which I think, talking to Coach Sakasitz, I think Earlham would rather not play Manchester in the first round.
Okay.
But again, you host the conference tournament. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Here is Cockerham, Tyler Cockerham at 261. Sizemore was hit by a pitch, so Hanover with a base runner here in the top of the second inning. That pitch on the outside corner for a strike. So the other games, are they underway as we speak? Will we Rose-Hulman Mount St. Joe's in the top of the second inning, just like we are, score tied 0-0. Manchester and Franklin will play a doubleheader beginning at 1 p.m. This ball hit up the middle, going to be a base hit there for Cockerham. So runners on first and second for the Panthers.
And we should, knock on wood, have live statistics for that game. We did not yesterday from flanking the Manchester. In fact, I had to run to the press box to announce to everyone that we are hosting with Manchester's loss yesterday. So we should be able to keep tabs on everything going on.
Tyler Fitch, 328 on the year, no home runs, and he has driven in 22. So now runners at first and second for Hanover, getting their first base hit of the afternoon. As Greavy comes set, and the pitch is on the way, and it's in there for a strike. Throw down to second, not in time. Things begin on Thursday, though.
Weather permitting, yes. Yeah, we'll have 2 games Thursday, 3 games Friday, and then 1 Saturday with the second one, if needed, in the double elimination tournament.
And that's going to require a lot of people and a lot of work, isn't it?
Yep, definitely. We've done a good job planning ahead. You'll see a conference tournament webpage coming up on GoEarlham.com here this evening or tomorrow morning early.
Fly ball center field, Lynch there to make the catch, 2 away.
Update on tennis. Vojislav Taterovich has won his 5th singles match. It's now 4-2. Quakers trailing Rose Holman. However, at 4th singles, which is Alexander Sergeyev, he is down 6-4, 5-3. So 1 game away from clinching the match for Rose there in West Indy at the West Indy Racquet Club.
Here's Jay Lorenz. No batting average for Lorenz. He got a little bit of playing time yesterday late in the game, went 0 for 1. And Greaves pitches outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, I know everyone is excited about having the tournament here. And again, I know it's a lot of work for you guys, but something that's from a historic standpoint for Earlham College, and you're going to bring a lot of people in here, too, to watch some baseball.
Definitely, Troy, definitely. I think I'll have to double-check. I believe this is a ground ball to Laird here. This should end it. Does in a fielder's choice. So we'll head to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and we can talk about sort of the historic significance of this conference title then.
Okay, we'll take a quick time out on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. No score here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. It's not just about the quality work, it's also about customer service. It's about attention to details and making absolutely sure you are 100% satisfied. If that's the kind of experience you want in your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Give them a call at 966-0994.
Back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Troy Nergowski along with Mitch Blancaspor, the Sports Information Director here at Earlham, as the Quakers again hosting the tournament beginning on Thursday, and so many scenarios to talk about. And we may know some of those before we're done here at the end of the day, as the Quakers will go to the bottom half of inning number 2. Historically, as you said, this is something that a lot of alumni, former players, especially many of those in the recent past, have been a part of the building this program to where it is right now. But like you said before the break, this is a historic time right now for Earlham baseball.
Definitely, Troy. I think I was looking at the archives here. So obviously Earlham has won 4 HCAC men's tennis championships, but that is not held on campus. The men's soccer team won the HCAC title in 2013 and hosted the conference tournament. I believe the women's soccer team finished first once and tied for first twice, so had at least one hosting the conference tournament here on campus. Again, Earlham, pretty new to the HCAC, joined prior to the 2010-2011 academic year, so not that long of time, but we're talking this will be the 3rd or 4th conference tournament, postseason tournament held on campus in 7 years.
Elkis, a slow roller towards Shine, the shortstop. There is no way he's going to make that play. So Eric Elkis with an infield base hit to go along with his 2 home runs yesterday. And the Quakers have their first base hit of the afternoon. And here is Addison Robertson. Brian was on the broadcast yesterday, and the one thing that he mentioned, when you look around for some of the alumni that may not have been back to Earlham in quite some time, and they probably wouldn't recognize not only what is happening here with the baseball stadium, but the new soccer facility, which I see is going to be very close to being complete. I would imagine sometime this summer with their bench work and everything going on over there. That's pretty exciting stuff over there.
Definitely, yeah. It'll be nice for yourself and myself to not have to log a bunch of equipment and risk in the equipment getting ruined in the rain and all that stuff. We do have an update from men's tennis. Rose-Hulman has defeated Earlham 5-2 in the HCAC Tournament Championship. That's the second time in 3 years that Earlham has lost to Rose-Hulman in that match. So the fantastic season for the men's tennis team comes to an end. 18-7 overall record, and the conference awards will be coming out middle of next week.
Coop with the nice backhand will get the force down at second base.
Has a heck of a play there at third base.
That's a great play. Not only the momentum taking him away from second, but able to throw a strike to Sizemore to get the out. So one away, and that'll bring up Cody Krumloff. Well, you mentioned the tennis team. Of course, that program is now becoming a perennial power every year in the HCAC, which is great to see.
Yep, definitely after transitioning from a North Coast Athletic Conference, which is, the likes of Kenyon, DePaul. They have a bunch of teams that are nationally ranked year in and year out, so it's a little easier competition. Let's not jump anybody in the conference opposed to the North Coast, but still pretty impressive for the Quakers. I know Earlham would have loved to play in the NCAA tournament, but they'll get that chance next year. Hopefully Rose-Hulman graduates a bunch, and Earlham has 0 seniors on that tennis team.
By the way, Robertson almost picked off his last time, a second throw there by Zorb. Each team with a base hit as we play here in the second inning. Zorb, the right-hander, comes set. And here's the pitch on the way. It's inside. Krumloff, 3 home runs, 29 runs driven in on the year. He is hitting at .312. Cody yesterday 1 for 4, but his value behind the plate cannot be measured. What he has done defensively for the Quakers this season. The stretch and a long delay here and a throw to first. Well, Thursday the tournament begins, as you said. That'll be a noon start time for that contest. Again, weather permitting, and I hope we get some good weather next week. I think we're due for some here pretty soon. And
although nice day today, and nice day the latter part of yesterday, so no complaints there. But it has been kind of earlier this week. There's been a storm that hit Missouri pretty hard, hit the west side of Indiana pretty hard, and rolled through here as well.
1 ball, 1 strike to Krumloff. Well, there'll be some added seating, I understand, now at Randall R. Sadler for the crowds that'll be here. I'll be curious to see how that'll all work out in the configuration here at the stadium. Another throw to first. Now, is that a paid thing? People have to pay to get into the tournament?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know now fans don't have to pay to get into the games, the regular season games, but tournament, that will change.
Yeah, and all that information will be on the HCAC tournament page. Will be going up.
The stretch and the pitch, and this one lined into center field, and that'll fall in for a base hit. Gets away from Shield, and advancing to third will be Robertson, and the Quakers now have runners at first and third. So that'll be a base hit for Cody Krumloff, and then we'll have to wait and see if they will give the center fielder Shield an error after advancing to third for Robertson.
Nope, just a single.
Okay. Quakers pick up their second base hit. Here's Dopp, and what a year he has had. The freshman at .341, a home run he has driven in 29. So now the Quakers threatening here in the bottom half of inning number 2 as Zorb in trouble for the first time. The stretch and the pitch, and a slow for a ball. I'll tell you what, I think that a lot of college baseball fans, if you haven't been out here, and certainly for those that will be coming into town for the first time, are going to see a really nice ballpark. And I know the Quakers will run this tournament first class, and I think we're all looking forward to it.
Let's certainly hope, or my job might be on the line right there.
You'll do fine. You may not get any sleep for a few days, but you'll do fine.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of hosting a lot of, helping host a lot of conference tournaments in my time at Calvin as an undergraduate. I'm very successful in baseball as well, but never, this will be my first time as the head guy, running the press box, so definitely excited about that. A little bit nervous. As you said, a lot of work. The longest day really is Friday. You got a game at 9:30, 12:30, and 4. That'll be a long day. I know you're Mr. Iron Man after doing a bunch of games in the wedding tournament, so...
They'll get the force down at second, and the
nice
double play turned at first base as well. So score that 5-4-3 double play, and that will get the Panthers out of trouble here in the second inning. We will head to inning number 3. Still no score as the Quakers and the Panthers battle in game 1 of 2. This is Earlham Baseball right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
We'd like you to know why public power is important to you. In small towns and cities across America, locally owned public power systems like ours represent local people working together to meet local needs. Our only purpose is to provide an essential service at the lowest possible cost. This makes a big difference in rates and service, and all the benefits we produce at home stay at home. Richmond Power and Light, your locally owned electric utility. Together, we make powerful partners.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by Square Donuts of Richmond. Whether it's a delicious breakfast, afternoon treat, or midnight snack, everyone loves the taste of Square Donuts of Richmond. Enjoy their huge cinnamon rolls or any of the other crowd favorites, including maple bacon, strawberry cheesecake, Oreo cream, pumpkin spice, and more. And, of course, grab those award-winning glazed donuts, voted the #1 donut in the entire state. Proud to be your favorite donut shop and home to the best donuts in town and the only squares around, Square Donuts of Richmond. We will head to the third inning. Shield, Coop, and Stover all due up for the Panthers, and a good outing so far for Colin Greavy, giving up just one base hit. Both teams have left runners in scoring position over the first couple of innings.
Kind of a fun fact about Square Donuts, Troy, that company was started by a former Rose-Hulman assistant football coach.
Really?
Terre Haute, who passed away, I think, 2 years ago, maybe last year. But Square Donuts are wonderful. Definitely check them out if you haven't. And then go exercise at the YMCA here in town after you have half dozen, right?
They're way too good, yeah. Here's Greavy's first pitch. And it's low for a ball. Shield walk, stole a base, left stranded at second base in the first inning. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ground ball, slow roller to Dot, the third baseman, who was playing in close. Throw to first in time, and a bang-bang play. Shield quickly down the line, and there's one away. You go back to yesterday, and you look at the performance by Howie Smith, and he didn't throw a ton of pitches yesterday, which is good news when you're trying to limit the amount of pitches for a start. He didn't have to go to your bullpen. Your entire bullpen is ready to go today, and boy, the efficiency of what we have seen in Earlham pitchers over the last, I think, 2 to 3 weeks has been pretty phenomenal.
Definitely has, Troy, and especially, for a team who we've alluded to before, the first 2 weeks of the season had a team ERA over 9.
Yeah.
Really, really struggled in the first 2 weeks, but you've seen, Coach Sachs, that's a pitching guy by trade, pitched at Xavier and Bo Smith. The pitching coach this year, people like Kyle Gorman, Colin Greavy, Jordan Christian, those trio of freshmen, especially with Walter Talcott not pitching as many innings as he'd have liked to this year, those guys have really, stepped into their own, and they had ERAs that were in, the 8s and 9s that are now down to the 5s, and I think Kyle Gorman's even under 4. So Howie Smith is now under 3 with his performance yesterday. So definitely the pitching has just gotten better and better this year.
All right, if you were looking at the other teams, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. And again, we don't know who is in yet of the teams that are fighting for those final 3 playoff spots, as Greavy's next pitch is high and outside. Who do you think is going to get in?
Yes, it's a good question, Troy. I mean, I would say, statistically speaking, Franklin has the toughest road because it has to win 2 games in order to make it. That being said, I also think that Franklin, there's a 3-game series here, which the Grizzlies defeated Earlham 2 of 3. That's the best team other than Earlham that I've seen in this conference here. Now, that being said, only saw Mount St. Joe once, and Earlham beat Mount St. Joe 3 times. In fact, won 10 straight against the Lions, and did not see Rose-Hulman or Manchester. Those both be on the road. I think there are, as this pitch is fouled off, I think There are bullpen questions across the board for any team. I think most teams will have one pretty good reliever. Earlham has Spencer Owen and Walter Talcott's come out of the bullpen, but past that, there's some question marks. Matt Mathias has looked really good at times this year, looked poor at other times. I think Dalton Carter the same way, and Doreen Holmes also the same way. I think there's bullpen questions across the board. I do think that this Earlham team has probably the deepest rotation in the conference, especially as we talked about with Greavy, Christian, and Gorman really coming to their own as freshmen. And I think up and down the lineup, Earlham has the most potent lineup as well.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be important for the starters in the conference tournament, even if you give up 4 or 5 runs to go 6 or 7 innings, and I think they'll do that.
The other thing about tournament time is that one is fouled off again. We're seeing another good at-bat here by Coop. Is that everybody's going to throw their best, and they're going to keep throwing their best because there is no tomorrow, and that's what the interesting part about tournament play is. You're not going to save somebody for next week because there may not be one.
Yeah, exactly. And Mount St. Joseph, interesting. Mount St. Joe has not made the tournaments. This ball has popped up here in the shallow center field.
That one caught by Barger in a high sky for out number 2.
As I was saying, Mount St. Joe, since Earlham has joined the HCAC, Mount St. Joe has not made the conference tournament. I think it'd be kind of cool for the Lions to make the conference tournament, and they could do so again with a win or a Franklin loss. The Lions will clinch a berth in the tournament for the first time in, I think, 7 years. So that'd be pretty cool for them. So I think I would say if you had to put me on the spot, I would bet against Franklin simply because the Grizzlies have to win 2 games to make it.
Okay. Stover grounds this one to Dopp at third. Easy throw to first and a 1-2-3 inning for Colin Greavy and the Quakers as we will head to the bottom half of inning number 3. Still no score here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
Beautiful day here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium as we move to the bottom of the third. Today's game brought to you in part by New Vision Sports. New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of the serious athletes of all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision Sports strives to help you achieve your training goals. Contact New Vision to schedule a workout at 977-5831. Or go to their website at New Vision Sports. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.com. Shank, Baker, and Lynch as the Quakers will go 8-9-1 in the order. So far, only 3 combined hits for both these ball clubs in the first couple of innings.
I'm not going to complain about quick games, Troy. Not now, not next week, not ever.
Me neither. Well, I'll tell you what. I think that certainly pitching will always dominate hitting. And if you get some good pitching in a ball game, we saw that with Howie yesterday, and he just simply had a rhythm going, and Hanover just could not get anything going offensively, and he had several 1-2-3 innings. That pitch is low and outside, or if he didn't have a 1-2-3 inning, he had very close where he just threw very few pitches. Coach Sack will talk about that quite often, just attack these hitters. Don't try to dance around them too much, as that one is hit foul. You'll see a lot of young pitchers trying to do that, and in college, you can't use 5 or 6 pitches and make them all kind of average. You need 3 really good pitches and make them all very good.
Yep, definitely agree. Did a little bit of research here, Troy. Isaiah Shake's going to lace this one into right center field. That ball's going to drop and go to the fence. Should be extra bases for the freshman. He's going to dig for 3 here and get in quite easily. A triple for Isaiah Shake, who we've alluded to before, Troy, has gotten close to hitting for the cycle 3 different times this year.
Yeah, and he is now, well, you would know that he's the leader in triples on this team, and once he saw that one hit the gap, he made sure he was going to get on his horse, and he got to third base. He got to third pretty quick, too, by the way. Here is Kendall Baker. Well, how about today we'll get the cycle. As you said, he's only missed that consecutive games. He ended up with a single, double, and triple, just missed it by the home run.
And I think the one game earlier he missed by a single. He had a double, triple, and a home run. Nate Lynch also has 5 triples after his triple yesterday, so I think they're both tied with triples. But I did do some research as far as conference tournaments on campus. And again, men's tennis has made the conference tournament 7 straight years, won it the first 4 years in the conference. But again, that's in Indianapolis. The women's soccer team won a share or the regular season conference in 2010, 11, and 12. The first 3 years in the HCAC as Kendall cut and miss on this pitch inside. 2 of those years, 10 and 12, Earlham lost in the championship here in Richmond. In 2011, they lost in the semifinals in the conference soccer tournament works where the games are at the highest seed. So it's not everything at one site like baseball. And then in 2013, the men's soccer team won the conference and lost in the semifinals. So we've had 2 events on Earlham's campus in the last 7 years with a bid to the HCA or the NCAA tournament at stake. Women's soccer in 2010 and women's soccer in 2012. One of them was an overtime loss to Bluffton, and the other one was technically a draw, but a shootout loss to the Pioneers of Transylvania University over there at Matlack Field, which will now be Matlack Messer Field. So 2 times, and of course next week will be the 3rd.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Baker. Ground ball to the first baseman. He'll step on the bag, but the Quakers will get the run as the RBI going to Baker, and Earlham jumps on top of this one 1-0.
And this early in the game, Troy, did not look like the Panthers are playing infield in there, right? Willing to surrender that run. It's only the bottom of the 3rd inning. So I think that's smart. As you alluded to before, I've heard your broadcast, that when you bring the infield in, your fielding percentages go down. Less time to react. So Shane Stock, the veteran skipper for the Panthers, elects to leave the infield at regular depth.
Here's Nate Lynch 0 for 1 today. He'll show a bunt, and that pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes.
And sort of put a plug into, if you haven't checked out the coverage from last night, I know you did 4 videos for us on your website, linked all of them to the recap on GoEarlham.com of the sort of historic conference championship. That's going to be a base hit for Nate Lynch there. Would have been a tough play there. Again, Brian Cox was up in my business yesterday about hits and errors and stuff. The official rule is routine effort. God bless Brian Cox. I think that's all I'm going to say to that.
Here's Matt Barger. Well, he hasn't seen a baseball game in a while, so
sure. But as I was saying, the coverage, there's a recap about the game. You did 4 videos for us. There's a couple Facebook Live videos, one with Coach Sack, one with a senior class. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to do so. Again, a very historic day for both the athletics department and the baseball program.
Yeah, GoEarlham.com for all the latest information on Quaker athletics. As Nate Lynch, 45 stolen bases down at first base, and this is where the fun could begin. Matt Barger 0 for 1. He tapped back to Zorb his first time up. Quakers get on the board now with their 4th base hit. Lynch continues now. Every hit he makes will be a new record in the hitting department and the all-time hits leader for the Quakers.
Trying to pull up the D3 baseball statistics updated before this weekend about stolen bases, because I know Nate Lynch was top 2 in stolen bases and stolen bases per game. We'll see where he's at right now.
There's a balk on the pitcher, Zorb. So Nate won't have to worry about getting a stolen base right there. And the Quakers again with the runner in scoring position. I think that was a matter of Zorb did not pause long enough. He tried to quick pitch that one to Barger.
So this is as of coming into this weekend, Troy. Nate Lynch is tops in all of Division III in total stolen bases with 43, leading Trevor Mears of Wesley by 2 stolen bases. Barger will lace this one into left field. Probably hit too sharp for Lynch to go home, and he will be held at third base by third base coach Brandon Pennington. Barger almost got picked off there. Nate Lynch also number 1 in the country in stolen bases per game at 1.26. So you're looking at the nation's leader in stolen bases and stolen bases per game sitting at third base.
Wow. Here's Brennan Laird. Quakers now runners at first and third with just 1 out here in the 3rd inning. And boy, this game looking a lot like yesterday where Earlham's offense just kind of, early in the game didn't do a whole lot. And then next thing you know, they're putting runs on the board and they have a chance to do it right here in the third inning. Laird 0 for 1. We talked about Brennan a little bit in the pregame. The stretch by Zorb. Runner will take off, and now they'll throw down to second, and they're going to get Barger.
Yep. So 1-4 caught stealing. For those of you scoring at home?
Well, my question right there is I think Barger certainly thought that the pitcher Zorb was going to home, and yet he did the fake to third turnaround, and he wasn't quite sure that even Barger had taken off, so the Quakers lose a base runner, 2 outs. And the pitch on the way is low and outside for a ball. Quakers, though, if you look over the last, 3 or 4 games, they've had a lot of runners that have been either thrown out or picked off at some point, trying to make it from first to second more than they have from second to third.
Update for you in the Rose-Hulman Mount St. Joe game. The Lions scoring 2 unearned runs in the second and lead Rose 2-0.
And the Quakers, just like that, are out of the inning as Laird grounds out to third as Earlham runs themselves out of an inning. But they do pick up the go-ahead run as we will head to inning number 4. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Earlham 1, Hanover nothing. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hey, Chuck, where you headed? Spinning's about to start.
I'm heading to CrossFit.
Isn't that for, the elite lifters or athletes only?
No, at FFW CrossFit, all workouts can and will be scaled to any ability level to welcome everyone.
Sounds great. I need to get out of the same old workout routine. I'm just not sure I can keep up. It seems pretty intense.
No real lifting experience is needed. FFW CrossFit teaches you everything you need to know and move at your own pace in a positive, motivating environment.
I've always wanted to give it a try. I'll see you there.
Learn more at ffwcrossfit.com.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto and business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
Quakers on top 1-0 back here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Great to have you with us. Doubleheader action here today, and then the regular season is over. We will know, as Mitch has been talking about here over the last couple of innings, we'll know by the end of the day what the tournament field will look like. And, of course, we'll have all the tournament games right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Head to the fourth, it's Shine, Bailey, and Sizemore. Shine 0 for 1, grounded out back in the first inning. Boy, the Quakers had 2 runners on, 1 out after scoring a run in the bottom of the third inning and eventually got nothing as Greavy's first pitch in there for a strike. I think this Earlham offense is confident enough to know that even if they don't have a big inning like they potentially could have in the third, that they're going to get runs. Just too good of a lineup not to. Breaking pitch, caught the outside corner, and Shine behind it 0-2. Shine is a .360 hitter. Coming into this one with 5 home runs. Here's the wind by Greavy in the pitch, and got him on a high fastball. That's a pretty good pitch right there by Colin Greavy. And so 1 away. And that'll bring up Brooks Bailey. Bailey, a strikeout victim in the second inning.
1 out at bat, the left fielder, number 4, Brooks Bailey.
3 strikeouts now by Colin Greavy. Greavy right now looking as good as he did in that matchup against Transylvania. That's a tapper foul. Well, you still have to go back, and for those of you that aren't familiar with the Quakers in this young pitching staff, just the freshmen that have come in here and what a job they have done this year. And Greavy is one of those. The pitch will come inside. I think once they understood a little bit about what college baseball is all about, they really kind of settled in more. Learned to pace themselves and not try to get too quick. Learned a lot from the veterans on this team as well. That one will be lined just over the reach of Dopp into left field for a base hit. So a man on here in the fourth inning. And that'll bring up now Chase Sizemore. Sizemore hit by a pitch in inning number 2. Second base hit by the Panthers. 8 hits yesterday. Sizemore 1 for 4 yesterday. We'll step in and get a look at Colin Greavy for the second time. The stretch by the right-hander. And the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch that time by Greavy.
In my experience, Troy, watching Colin pitch a lot this year, he kind of has, in my novice opinion, the opposite problem of Jordan Christian. Jordan Christian struggles to get out of the lineup the first time around. I think Colin struggles in about the 4th and 5th inning when you're second or third time through the lineup. That's when he gives up his runs if he does. So this is kind of critical time here for the freshman.
And that comes down to, again, the hitters get, as you say, a second and third look at him. And also, do you change up your routine a little bit? Are you going to open up with a fastball? Will you come back with a breaking pitch? Or will you go the opposite, whatever you're more comfortable with doing and trying to get ahead of the hitters? And the hitters have a tendency to know your tendencies, too. Here's the 0-2, and wait a minute, we got another balk. This time it'll go against Greavy. So we've had 2 balks in this game, which is rather unusual.
And it was, he not got set. He did not get set, right? He didn't come set as the...
You gotta come set for a second. Otherwise, they consider that a quick pitch.
And it seems like no argument from Coach Sackisitz or Coach Smith out of the bullpen, or out of the dugout. So
now Greavy, too, even kind of grabbed his jersey like, yeah, that was my fault. I knew I tried to go too quick. The stretch and the 0-2 pitch is up high. Snap throw down to second. Tag laid on, not in time to get Bailey. I don't know about you, but one thing I'm going to miss a lot about not having Cody Krumloff behind the plate is that guy will throw to any base at any time.
Yep, obviously looking forward to next year since you went there. There's going to be a lot of changes up and down the lineup. The pitching staff, save Howie Smith and Dalton Carter, is going to remain intact, but the look of the team will be a lot different. Probably a little bit less power. Have to move runners over a little bit more next year.
Popped up right field. Coming in is Baker. Baker makes that routine catch, and that'll keep Bailey at second base. Yeah, you're right. Next year will look a lot different. You know, we talked about that in last year's team, and they lost a lot of talent a year ago, and these guys, as juniors a year ago, seniors this year, really stepped up. Here's Cockerham, a single in the second inning. But the recruiting class will always be, the next recruiting class is always big, and they always seem to find a way to reload. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's low for a ball. And that's what happens when you have winning programs at any level. People want to come play, and, of course, you got a great facility to work with as well, and that's going to be another huge selling point for this Earlham baseball team again next year.
And the success of this year also.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's sort of like I know Coach Sackisitz has said before, it's almost like a snowball you got to push down a hill. You know, starts real small and gains more momentum the larger it gets. So definitely looking forward to the future of this program, but also, you know, more looking forward to the present. You know, we're conference champs and hosting the HCAC baseball tournament for the first time here at Sadler Stadium, and as Coach Sack said in his interview with me yesterday, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Here's the 1-1 pitch, lone outside. Well, you don't, the bottom line is, too, you never take it for granted because it is tough to get there and it's tough to stay there, and most athletes will tell you that, or most, even whether it's a professional organization or college, because then everybody's gunning for you after a while. And they want to show that they can be the big dog as well. So now the big dog is right here in Richmond. Here's the pitch. Oh, there you go. I was going to say it looked like a strike.
I mean, obviously to have a lot of success both in the regular season and at the conference tournament and postseason level. In any sport, you have to have some good fortune.
Exactly.
You know, but you also have to have the pieces there to put yourself in those situations to receive that good fortune. And I think, you know, one of the quotes that Mike Babcock, the former skipper of the Detroit Red Wings in hockey, is this a base hit here to right field? Could be a play at the plate. Baker mishandles it. It'll be a run for Hanover, and we have a tie ball game. Here, 1-1 in the top of the fourth inning. But as I was saying, one of the quotes that Babcock said is, you know, especially in the postseason or year after year, finishing high in your conference innings, all you can do is knock at the door, and every once in a while it opens. Yeah. You know, I think that really rings true that a lot of people expect you just to change things with a snap of a finger, and it doesn't work that way. You know, I mean, you're going to have years where you ebb and flow a little bit, but I think that comes down to good fortune. The ball bounces the right way. You know, someone picks off someone gets a stolen base at the right time. You know, stuff like that. So I think, but you know, the consistency for this program is starting to be there. This will be the third straight trip to the conference tournament.
Pitch will pop it up to the shortstop Laird after the RBI base hit by Cockerham will tie this ball game. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 4 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers and the Panthers tied at 1. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
It takes a lot of pieces working together to run a successful business in today's world. One big piece is your connectivity, powered by your internet. For local businesses in Richmond, you have options for who provides your internet. When deciding who to go with, you need to look at Parallax Systems, fiber optic packaging for your benefit. Speed, reliability, and local service, you get it all with Parallax Systems, a division of RP&L. Visit online at parallax.ws or call 962-3770.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers, you know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you today by Harrington Oak Insurance, where they spend every day working to make our community safer, better, and more enjoyable because their focus is on insurance, and that's it. They're on top of industry changes and are a one-stop shop for all your insurance needs, whether it's business, personal, life, or health. That's why when it comes to protecting you and what's important to you, Harrington Oak insures it. Give them a call at 962-9502 or go to their website, harringtonoak.com, for more information. Elkis, Robertson, and Krumloff tied at 1, and the first pitch to Eric is low and outside, ball 1. Elkis picked up a base hit back in the second inning. Here's the wind and the pitch by Zorb, and it's low as well. 2 balls, no strikes to the power-hitting first baseman Elkis. 2 home runs yesterday. Now with 7. The wind and the pitch. That one caught the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike. 5 hits for the Quakers, 3 hits for Hanover. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball right field. Going back on it, Lorenz. Lorenz looking up, and this one is gone. Another home run. The opposite field shot again by Elkis. His 3rd in 2 days. His 2nd opposite field home run, and the Quakers now lead this one 2-1.
And if he gets going, Troy, you better look out for this offense. So he's 1 hit away now, 1 home run away now from, I believe, tying Ryan Hayes for the most home runs in program history.
I'll tell you
confirm
what,
that a second.
You know what? We again talked about him on the pregame yesterday, and all of a sudden his bat has come alive, and here's Robertson. Well, again, as that number's being checked, there's a swing and a miss. No balls and a strike. Elkis coming alive. That is home run number 8. 2-1 Quakers. Here's Zorb. That pitch a called strike 0-2, and the one thing about it, that wind is blowing out toward right field, so why not go that way and let the wind help you? Had a wind-aided home run yesterday. The pitch up high. The one he hit later in the ball game was hit to left field. That one was a towering shot, not even close to being wind-aided at all.
First one was opposite field too, correct?
Yes.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Ground ball right side off the end of the bat. Here's Sizemore. Throw to first, 1 away. And that'll bring up Cody Krumloff. Well, he talked about it, too. He said, I went opposite way the first time the wind was blowing out. He didn't deny it at all, but I don't think there's anywhere in the scorebook it says wind aided. It's not like track and field where you have to determine whether you have the wind behind your back.
Yep, that's Elkis' 8th home run of the year, as you said, Troy, and 24th of his career. And Ryan Hayes, I believe, has the record. I got to double-check if that's 24 or 25 there for Ryan. I believe it's 25.
Krumloff steps up as that pitch low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, close to getting another record for this Earlham baseball team. Zorb gets the sign, the 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2-0. Cody singled his last time up. Part of that 5-4-3 double play by Dopp that ended the inning.
Did just confirm, Troy, Ryan Hayes' career record is 25. So Elk now with 24, 1 home run away from tying Ryan.
Hayes,
and he's going to get several more games to do it now.
Yeah, he is. Hayes, by the way, was here yesterday. 3 balls and a strike. Carte got 3 balls, no strike. That one will hit him as Krumloff will take one for the team. He'll head on down to first base. Quakers have another base runner on, and that'll bring up Dopp. Again, Dopp hit into a 5-4-3 double play back in the second inning, 0 for 1 today. Dopp will get a chance to taste some tournament experience coming up next week as a freshman. Here's the pitch. Chop foul. Well, the one thing about it, I said this coming into today's game, is there's always a tendency to have a letdown after a big win like yesterday, and you find out you win the regular season championship. But this Quaker baseball team, they've come right back here today, and they're battling here in this second game. 1 ball and 1 strike. They're not showing any ill effects whatsoever of what happened yesterday.
It is a good point, Troy, especially considering, like, one could say these 2 games today are, quote, meaningless. And I put that in quotations because they're not meaningless, obviously. You got to keep momentum going. But in terms of the conference standings, you could lose both these games combined by 20 runs and still host the conference tournament. Yeah. So they're, like you said, it's really important to keep the focus there and keep sort of striving for, you've checked 1 goal off the box, but now the next goal is to win the conference tournament. And keeping the momentum up for that makes these games very important.
Ground ball to Coop. His throw to first in time as Krumloff advancing down to second. So 2 away, and that'll bring up Isaiah Shake. Well, there is no doubt about it. If you want to, sometimes not only the best team will end up winning, but the team is playing the best at the time. And I right now, again, and I haven't seen everybody this year, but I don't think there's a better lineup from 1 to 9 offensively. And I still think that maybe the key to the whole thing will be Walter Talcott in that tournament. Here's the stretch by Zorb. And the pitch popped him up, and that'll go foul.
Yep, I agree, Troy. Walter would be definitely a huge asset to have if he were, fully healthy, still recovering from injury. We've seen him pitch a couple times in the bullpen, and I think encouraging against Mount St. Joseph, he looked pretty good, similar to his last year's prowess, 10-2 record, and broke a whole bunch of pitching records last year. So we'd like to see Walter back. I'm sure he'd like to be back as well, and we'll see what happens.
Well, I asked Coach about him, and he said he's ready to go. I mean, I don't think there's any ill effects anymore of the elbows. That pitch swung on and missed by Shake. I'm not so sure that he's not using him and making sure he's well rested. Just don't let anybody see a whole lot of him, and then when you pull him out in the tournament as kind of the ace, kind of the wild card, you might say, and surprise some people, and all of a sudden you have him back along with Howie Smith. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And the throw down to second and almost went into center field as Sizemore had to use his leaps to go up and get that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I just think that if you start looking for things in the tournament, you mentioned the bullpen is certainly a huge issue for all teams. You want to get to the bullpen as quickly as you can as an offense, but I think Walter's going to be the key. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it for Shank. Quakers, though, getting another run. It was the solo shot, the leadoff solo shot by Eric Elkis. We will head now to the 5th inning. Quakers on top of this one in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 2-1. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive and I approve this message.
I am your physician.
I am your caregiver.
I'm your spiritual support.
I am here to help you be independent
and achieve your optimal health.
But I am also a cancer survivor.
I am living with diabetes.
I am a chef.
And an artist.
I am your neighbor.
I am the face of Reed Health.
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 Reed Health, right beside you.
Back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium as we will move now to inning number 5. It's Lorenz, Shield, and Coop all due up for Hanover. There you see the line score, both teams, as we get set for another inning of work and a beautiful day here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Lorenz 0 for 1, a fielder's choice back in the second inning. I want to remind you, as always, make sure you tune in all week long as Mitch will have all kinds of information regarding the tournament coming up on Thursday. Here's the pitch by Greavy. Fly ball right side. Baker coming in. Baker will make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 5th.
And you should carry all 6 or 7 games on your Radio Troy Digital Sports, so thanks for that. One thing I'd like to point out, I know Earlham has had a couple changes at the infield this year, and we've seen Addison Robertson at second base, Matt Barger at second base, Brennan Laird at shortstop, also played outfield. But I think one thing, the Earlham outfield has been phenomenal on defense this year. Isaiah Shake has played left field now ever since Barger moved to second, but Nate Lynch in center and Kendall Baker in right, they've just been lights out.
Yeah, they got so much speed out there, it's hard to get something by them. As that pitch in there for a strike, John Shield 0 for 1 with a walk. Now Baker, one thing about Baker in right field, he gets a jump on a baseball about as good as anyone, and you look at Lynch and his speed, he can catch up with any mistake. Break is up high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think the only, going back and thinking about the games this year, Troy, the only really mistake the outfield's made is that series finale against Franklin in right field. I believe Shake was playing right field at the time, and in the top of the 9th, tried to make the heroic play and let the ball get by him in a single turn to a triple, and that led to the game-winning run. But other than that, been absolute lights out.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the 5th inning. Greavy quietly doing his job as the pitch is on the way, and it's up high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, after game 1, will be about 30 minutes before we'll start game number 2, and Quakers will be going with Kyle Gorman in the second game this afternoon. Here's the break-even pitch on the way, and that got him looking. 2 away, and another nice pitch by the right-hander Greavy, and with 2 outs, that'll bring up Spencer Coop.
With 2 away, now batting the third baseman, number 2, Spencer Coop.
That'll be strikeout number 4 for the right-hander for Earlham. Coop is 0 for 2. He has popped up twice to second base. The pitch. This one hit to right field. Baker near the line, and that'll do it. So a 1-2-3 inning for Greavy and the Quakers. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 5. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers lead this one 2-1.
Summit Computers in Richmond is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware, service, support, and design services. They also provide web hosting, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and much, much more. Summit Computers, the official provider of RadioTroy.com.
The last time I was in for service at Best One, I let Roger know my brakes were squeaking. So they checked them out, and Roger told me it was just a little moisture. Not to worry, everything was fine. Well, that was just the reassurance I needed. I trust the team at Best One, just like I trust my own dad.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark. At Best One Tire and Service, we only fix what needs to be fixed. When your car or truck leaves our shop, the service you request will be done right. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
Earl of Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors. Only $3.50. With it being Sunday, it's the meatball marinara. Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. And Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway. Eat fresh. Bottom half of inning number 5, it'll be Kendall Baker to lead things off. Baker, Lynch, and Barger, the Quakers top of the order, and the right-hander Zorb back in for another inning of work. Eric Elkis, the solo home run in the 4th. Now the difference in this one. And Zorb's first pitch as Baker shows bunt. He'll draw the third baseman Coop in. 1 ball and no strikes. Baker picked up a RBI in that 3rd inning. Elkis now with 50 runs driven in. Fly ball into left field, driving Bailey back, and Bailey just shy of the warning track will make the catch, and there's one away. Here's Nate Lynch. Nate singled in the 3rd inning. He is 1 for 2. He was on base when Zorb was called for a balk. Nate should say that Matt Barger was at the plate when that balk was called. He'd pitcher with 1 balk here today. And that pitch is inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Quakers with 6 base hits. You kind of get that feeling at some point they're going to break through here. They've had their opportunities, and already today they've left 3 runners in scoring position. That pitch in there for strike. Heard Mitch talk about Lynch this year, 45 stolen bases, ground ball to Sizemore, the second baseman, up and throw 2 away. And here's Matt Barger. Matt singled in the 3rd. He was picked off. He got that jump at first base when the Quakers had runners at 1st and 3rd. Laird was at the plate and ends up taking off on that. Fake to 3rd by Zorb and the throw back to 1st. Here's the pitch, and it's high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Barger coming into this one, 3:07. The late kick and the pitch. Ground ball slow to Shine. And his throw to 1st in time, and that'll do it for the Quakers. They go down in order here in the bottom half of inning number 5. We will head to inning number 6 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers lead at 2-1.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
There's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some friends and come play live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else can you find this kind of variety along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
2-1 Quakers as we move to inning number 6. It'll be Stover, Shine, and Bailey all due up for the Panthers. Game 1 of 2 here this afternoon, and a beautiful day, though a cool day. Temperatures will stay around 60 by the time we get to the high today, but we're hoping, again, things will warm up next week when the tournament will come to Richmond on Thursday. Stover 0 for 3. Struck out back in the 1st inning, grounded out in the 3rd, and Greavy back in for another inning of work. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Now, I think you have to look at the difference between being a freshman at the beginning of the year and now being a freshman here at the end of the year and how much that Greavy has learned as a pitcher. Here's a fly ball into right field. Should be a routine play for Baker. Back a couple of steps, he'll make the catch, and there's one away here in inning number 6, and here's Jack Shine. I say that from the standpoint when at the beginning of the year things can be a little bit overwhelming as a freshman in college, and once you kind of learn the ropes and understand the routine and understand the tradition now that has become a part of Earlham baseball, then you begin to settle in a little bit. You start to buy into what is happening, and I think that's what guys like Greavy has done, is that pitch caught the outside corner. Not just Greavy, but all the other freshmen on this team as well. And of course, we'll see Kyle Gorman in that second game pretty much doing the same thing. 0-1 pitch, grounded toward the third baseman, Dopp. Throw to first in time, 2 outs. 4 pitches and 2 outs here in the inning for Greavy, and that'll bring up Brooks Bailey. Bailey singled to right field back in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2, a strikeout victim in the second inning.
Now batting the left fielder, number 4, Brooks Bailey.
And we talk about the year Jordan Christian has had as well, as this pitch is a little bit low for a ball, and just from the standpoint of being another freshman coming in and mixing the freshmen with all the veterans, the 7 seniors, and the other players who've had playing time a year ago. Takes a little bit of time to put it all together. Ground ball up the middle. Diving will be the shortstop, Laird. Throw to first in time. Great play by the shortstop, Brandon Laird, to get the out behind the bag at second base, not only to get to it, but able to stand up and throw a strike to first base, and that'll do it for the Panthers here in the 6th inning. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 6 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers lead it 2-1.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Well, a nice defensive play by Brandon Laird, and now he will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. For Brandon today, 0 for 2. Well, that is certainly the defensive play of the game thus far. Laird flew out back in the 1st inning. He grounded out in the 3rd. And the right-hander Zorb ready to go to work, and the first pitch on the way is inside for a ball.
Troy, an update from the Rose-Hulman Mount St. Joseph game. Lions leading the Engineers 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th.
And we will keep an eye on that scoreboard the rest of the day as that pitch blowing outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
So again, if that result holds, Mount St. Joe will have clinched a berth to the tournament. Will be a 2 or a 3 seed depending on Franklin and Manchester, and Rose-Hulman will be the 4 seed or be out, depending on how the Franklin-Manchester doubleheader goes.
Popped up to the right side. There's one away. And that'll bring up now Eric Elkis. 2 for 2 today, the solo home run in the 4th inning. Elkis, 3 home runs now in 2 days. We'll back up a little bit as Lorenz will do so in right field. Here's the pitch on the way, and it falls in there for a strike. Outfield will play Elkis straight away, knowing now he's gone to right field twice. Time called as Zorb will step off, and Fitch will reset behind the plate as well. Zorb really hasn't pitched too badly here today, as he'll have Fitch go through the signs again. Elkis said yesterday, guessed just right. He was kind of expecting whatever pitch he saw, as that one is inside. Went opposite field yesterday for his first home run, then a 2-run blast later in the ballgame. The 1-1 pitch. This one is lifted high into left center field. Shield going back on it on the run will make the catch. Elkis gave it a ride, but there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Robertson.
With 2 outs, now batting to the
Robertson 0 for 2 today.
Robertson.
Bottom half of inning number 6, Robertson will step in. Zorb ready to throw on the right-hander's first pitch. Good movement on the fastball as it goes in for a strike. Quakers offense generally not held to 2 runs throughout an entire ball game, but so far that's been the case today. 1 ball and 1 strike. They, of course, 6 runs yesterday. They scored 10 against Mount St. Joe, 11 against Transylvania, 8 and 7 against the Pioneers in the 2 games before that. 2 balls and 1 strike. Of course, they had that nice series at Anderson and ended up scoring 25 runs in 3 games there as that pitch caught the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You come back, you score 9 against Bluffton. They go on the road against Wittenberg. They played a lot of different players in that Wittenberg contest. The break-even pitch swung on and missed, and they're going to say, nope, he got just a piece of it. So that'll be a foul ball by Robertson.
In fact, Troy, Earlham has scored at least 3 runs in every single conference game this season.
Quakers offense they've been just so good from 1 to 9. Again, here's the break-even pitch hit to Sizemore. And the throw to first. Quakers go down in order here in the 6th inning. We will head to inning number 7 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers lead this one 2-1. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hi, this is Troy Argowski of Radio Troy Digital Sports. There are plenty of places for me to get lunch or dinner, but there's only one Mancino's. In fact, I was just there for lunch the other day and had a delicious pizza grinder. That's just one of many choices I can get at Mancino's. How about a fresh salad? Several varieties of pasta, Mancino's Lights, or perhaps even an oven-baked spaghetti, or maybe a pepperoni pizza. So when you're looking for a great lunch or dinner, make sure you choose Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. We'd like you to know why public power is important to you. In small towns and cities across America, locally owned public power systems like ours represent local people working together to meet local needs. Our only purpose is to provide an essential service at the lowest possible cost. This makes a big difference in rates and service, and all the benefits we produce at home stay at home. Richmond Power and Light, your locally owned electric utility. Together, we make powerful partners.
Well, the Quakers will go to their bullpen for the first time, as we were just talking about Walter Talcott, who was the all-everything pitcher last year for the Quakers. Walter will be stepping in here this afternoon in a relief appearance. This will be his 7th appearance of the year, 11 2/3 innings, giving up 12 hits, 4 runs all earned, 15 strikeouts, just 1 walk. No record on the year, and an ERA of 3.09. And again, it's well documented. He had some elbow issues this season that has slowed his progress down, but all indications are that he is healthy and ready to go, and the Quakers will get him some innings here today. Here's Sizemore to lead things off, and Walter's first pitch is hit foul. Anytime you end up with a elbow situation as a pitcher, it's a lot mental as well coming back. Just want to make sure that you're fully 100%, but I believe Walter is. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. He has thrown well in the relief appearances we have seen. He gave up that 1 home run in the matchup against Transylvania, but other than that, I thought he's pitched well. Here's the 0-2. And it drops in there for a strike. See you later, Sizemore. That's a pretty good pitch. I'm not sure exactly what Sizemore is looking at right there, but that ball dropped right across the plate, had him buckling at the knees, and that'll bring up Cockerham. So 1 away and a good start for Talcott. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball, and tell you what, you're going to talk about a change of pace right here as Greavy not as much of a velocity pitcher as Walter is. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball swung on and missed as Cochran swinging in the wind. But Talcott has perhaps the best fastball on the team, and he mixes it up very well. And Hanover, they know what they saw last year against this guy. Here's the wind and the 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cockerham with an RBI here today. Here's the wind and the delivery on the way. It's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I know some hitters have a little bit of an issue at times with the home plate umpire in some pitches, but that one is about as good as you could get to Sizemore. Here's the break-even pitch on the way, and it drops in, and that's a strike, too. What are you looking for? 2 in a row. It's amazing to me as hitters will stand up there and watch a pitch go by that's anywhere around the strike zone. Here's Tyler Fitch. And one thing about Talcott, he'll throw that breaking pitch just about any time he wants to, and he'll throw it for a strike. So 2 away. This one is going to be lined in left field. That's a base hit. So Fitch swinging away on the first pitch he will see from Walter. And Hanover with a man on here in the top of the 7th inning, and that'll bring up Jay Lorenz. Lorenz 0 for 2. Walter's one of the few players on the Quaker squad that will wear the white cleats. Everybody else generally in black, but not Walter. The stretch and the pitch popped up foul. Walter, the sophomore out of Lafayette. Had a chance to talk a little bit about Walter with Richmond's head coach, and he had great respect for watching Walter as a high school pitcher and thought Earlham really got a steal when they got him to come to Earlham. This one is lined into center field. That's a base hit. So after back-to-back strikeouts, back-to-back singles now for the Panthers, and that'll bring up the top of the order in John Shield. I think for Lorenz, that might be his first base hit of the year. And we may see a pinch runner down at second base. So the Panthers will bring in, that's going to be David Herman. Herman is a sophomore out of Fishers, Indiana.
Running at second, number 1, David Herman.
So Herman will take over at second base for Tyler Fitch. And that'll bring up again John Shield. Shield 0 for 2 with a walk. He led the game off with a walk in inning number 1. The pitch, swing and a miss. Boy, good break on that ball. And Shield now behind, no balls and a strike. Hanover trying to get something going here in the top half of inning number 7. Talcott will come set, checks the runner at second, and the pitch on the way, grounded foul. The first baseman, Elkis, trying to get behind the runner at first as Lorenz got a huge lead. There may have been something on right there, and someone missed a sign. But Shield now behind it, no balls and 2 strikes. That probably didn't help Shield as well, as his eye contact probably over toward first base took his concentration off the pitch. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and it's high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quakers are shooting for their 25th win of the year to be 20 wins in the conference. This one popped up right side, and it will stay in play, but it'll hit right in front of the Earlham dugout. That'll be a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, these are some valuable innings, I would imagine, for Talcott just to get some work in. It's much different throwing in the bullpen and the work that you'll do throughout the week as it would be in game situations. And I'm sure the Coach Sack and his staff want to see how Walter reacts again today with a couple of innings. The 1-2 pitch. This one looped into right center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Rounding third will be Fitch. He will score. And Hanover, after 2 outs in the inning, they come back and tie this ball game at 2 apiece. So for Shield, he will get a base hit and drive in a run. That'll be his 17th run driven of the year. 5 hits now for the Panthers, and Talcott, after again getting Sizemore and Cockerham looking, 3 straight singles. Spencer Coop, he is 0 for 3. The stretch by Walter, and the pitch on the way is a strike. Fastball right at the knees. Walter trying to get one more out in this inning. The stretch. And the pitch on the way, swinging and missing as Coop went fishing for that one way outside. No balls, 2 strikes. Walter again comes set. We'll check both runners. Here's the pitch and try to get him on the outside again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lorenz down at third base. Shields at first, and again 2 away in the inning. The stretch and the pitch. Runner will take off. They're going to throw down, and they got him. Well, Shield tried to steal, and you can't do that very often against Cody Krumloff as he will gun the runner down, and that will do it for the Panthers here in the 7th inning. But they do come back and tie this ball game. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 7 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We're tied at 2 apiece.
It takes a lot of pieces working together to run a successful business in today's world. One big piece is your connectivity, powered by your internet. For local businesses in Richmond, you have options for who provides your internet. When deciding who to go with, you need to look at Parallax Systems, fiber optic packaging for your benefit. Speed, reliability, and local service, you get it all with Parallax Systems, a division of RP&L. Visit online at parallax.ws or call 962-3770.
Back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium, and today's game brought to you in part by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school, group, or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on that transaction to the school, group, or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, and colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-3400 for more information. Krumloff, Dopp, and Shake all due up as we move now to the bottom half of inning number 7. Hanover getting the tying run off of Walter Talcott in the top half of this inning.
Off the bottom of the 7th, the catcher, number 5, Cody.
Well, Colin Greavy no longer the pitcher of record now for the Quakers. He was shooting for his 4th win of the year. Krumloff singled in the 2nd, was hit by a pitch in the 4th, and the right-hander Zorb back in for another inning of work. Zorb set to throw. Here's the pitch. Popped him up. Shallow left. Going out will be Shine, the shortstop, and he'll make the catch in that high sky. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 7th, and here's Dopp. Dopp is grounded out twice.
Number 7, Danny Dopp.
Again, there's nothing on the line in this game for the Quakers. Hanover will not be making the tournament as this one is hit back up the middle. Shine behind the bag and then dropped it. That'll be a base hit, I do believe. As Dopp will get on base here in the inning, and that'll bring up Isaiah Shake. Now, that would have been a tough play for Shine, and he had maybe a chance there, but good speed down the line by Dopp And the Quakers pick up their sixth base hitters at 7. That'll be 7 base hits now for the Quakers. Shake tripled back in the third, struck out in the fourth. The stretch by Zorb. And the pitch. Took something off that one. Shake down to the count, no balls and a strike. Shake has gone triple happy over the last several games here at Sadler Stadium. The pitch inside. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. No one throwing in the Quaker bullpen. There's a right-hander throwing for the Panthers. So we're going to see Walter come back again in the 8th inning. Zorb in the last couple of innings, he's had a tough time getting on board with Fitch, his catcher. That one hit foul. Good cut that time by Shake. We go back to the last inning there. Zorb had stepped out at least once, having Fitch go through another series of signs until they got on the same page. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shake has scored one of the 2 runs today for the Quakers. The stretch. Zorb pausing in the pitch. Chop foul. Now, Dopp is not generally known as a stolen base threat, but again, you look up and down this Earlham lineup, all these guys at some time or another, they will steal bases. Dopp with 5 stolen bases. He's only been caught once this year. Zorb with a pitch, and it's outside. Gets away from the catcher, Fitch, and that'll be a wild pitch. So Dopp will head on down to second base. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now to Isaiah Shake. Chance of driving a run right here as we'll see the catcher, Fitch, go on to talk with Zorb. That might have been a case where Fitch got crossed up, was expecting something inside, and that pitch went way outside. Zorb unable to get out and get that ball in time as Dopp heads up play, heads down to second base. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Throw back to second, not in time. Mentioned there's a right-hander throwing in the Hanover bullpen. That is going to be Ben Catcher as that pitch low in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Catcher, a senior out of Jeffersonville, Indiana. 3-2, 1 away. Dopp with the lead down at second, and again they'll throw back, and he throws it into center field. And backing it up, though, will be Shield. Boy, if the advancement of a runner right there, that would have been a throwing error on the pitcher, but since Dopp was unable to advance, of course, again, this is not a huge ballpark here at Sadler Stadium, and if you're backing that one up like Shield was in center field, there was no way to advance. Here's the pitch on the way, and got him swinging. Second time that Shake has struck out today. That's a big strikeout now by Zorb. Here's Baker. Baker 0 for 2 today, but does have an RBI. See if Kendall can come up with a base hit right here and drive in the go-ahead run here in the 7th. Zorb will check the runner at second, comes home with a pitch, and this one is lined into center field. That's going to be a base hit. Dopp rounding third. They're going to throw home. Here is a play at the plate, not in time, as the go-ahead run scores, and Kendall Baker drives in his second as he advances to second base on the throw, and the Quakers now lead this one 3-2. Good job by Kendall Baker. Here's Nate Lynch. Boy, Kendall again just quietly does his job at the bottom of the order. 19 runs driven in on the year. He's about ready to join that 20 RBI club for the Quakers, which I think includes just about everybody. So the Quakers come back with a run here in the bottom of the 7th inning, lead it by 1. Lynch 1 for 3. As Zorbel comes set, here's the pitch. And it's low and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. And now we'll have a visit to the mound. This will give Kendall Baker a chance to talk with Coach Pennington down at third. And are they going to make a change right here? They have a right-hander, as we said, throwing. That's Ben Catcher in their bullpen. This may be more of just a visit to see how Zorb is doing right now. And, of course, you'll always get the advice of the catcher. Fitch will give his 2 cents on how he thinks his right-hander is throwing, and now they'll break up the meeting. Quakers now with 8 base hits. And now the meeting is over, and once again, every time that Nate gets a base hit, he'll add to the the hits record that he now owns.
Troy, another update from Rose-Hulman, Mount St. Joseph. Mount St. Joe 5, Rose-Hulman 0. Bottom of the 7th inning, Engineers in danger of getting swept for the 2nd consecutive weekend after losing 3 to Manchester at Manchester last weekend. 6 outs away from losing 3 at Mount St. Joe, and they could, as we talked about earlier, they could be out of the tournament with 2 wins from Franklin.
And how long ago was it they were in first place by a couple of games?
Correct. Yep, just been a tough end to the season for Rose.
1 ball, 1 strike now to Nate Lynch, the defending champions a year ago, on the verge of being eliminated. The wind continues to blow to right field. This is certainly a benefit to a left-handed hitter. This one is hit to the opposite side. Diving will be Shine. Can't come up with it. Baker will be sent home. Here's a throw to the plate, not in time. Heading to second base will be Lynch, and the Quakers add another run and now lead this one 4-2. Boy, your number 9 and your leadoff hitter's doing a job here in the 7th inning as Nate will drive in his 29th run of the year. And Baker scores for the first time here today.
That might be it for the Hanover pitcher. It is.
Yeah, we have a pitching change now for the Panthers. And we'll tell you about that new pitcher coming up in just a moment. We'll take a timeout. Quakers on top on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard 4-2.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive and I approve this message.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all hand-picked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at Tony'sCarSales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Made one mistake a little bit ago. It's actually going to be Braden Luce. Now, yesterday they changed the numbers between Ben Catcher and Braden Luce, but they have now reassigned those numbers today where it will be Braden Luce wearing number 9 and Catcher back to number 16. So it will be Luce. No record on the year, an ERA of 4.82. He'll be pitching now to Matt Barger. Quakers lead it now 4-2. And Luce, the right-hander, set to throw as he will check the runner at second. He's given 3 looks, and time will be called here by Barger. Luce is out of Avon, Indiana, and he is a sophomore. Quakers bouncing back again after giving up the tying run and 2 more runs in the inning. Hit foul. Good cut there by Barger. Barger 1 for 3. Now things will stay set the rest of the way in this one. That means that the pitcher of record for the Quakers will be Walter Talcott. Chance to pick up his first win of the year. Won 10 games last year. The stretch and the pitch. Fly ball into shallow center. Here comes Scheel in to make the catch, and that'll do it for the Quakers here in the 7th. But Earlham picks up 2 runs. We will head to inning number 8, and the Quakers on top of this one, 4-2. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by Square Donuts of Richmond. Whether it's a delicious breakfast, afternoon treat, or midnight snack, everyone loves the taste of Square Donuts of Richmond. Enjoy their huge cinnamon rolls or any of the other crowd favorites, including maple bacon, strawberry cheesecake, Oreo cream, pumpkin spice, and more. They're voted the #1 donut in the entire state and proud to be your favorite donut shop. Home to the best donuts in town and the only squares around, Square Donuts of Richmond. We head to the 8th. It'll be Stover, Shine, and Bailey. And Walter, chance to pick up a win here today, now has a 4-2 lead. And the first pitch on the way is hit foul. Walter got 2 strikeouts, both looking to open up the 7th inning, and then 3 straight base hits tied the ball game for the Panthers before the Quakers came back with 2 more runs in the bottom half of that inning. That pitch is outside. No balls and 2 strikes. Stover today 0 for 3. This is his first look at Talcott. Walter gets the sign, the pitch. Ground ball diving off the glove of Dopp. The shortstop Laird throw to first, not in time. That'll be a Stover infield base hit. Hit number 7 now for the Panthers. And they'll have a man on. That's now the 4th base hit off Talcott. And here's Jack Shine. I'll take that back. I was one back. That was Cooper got the base hit. Here's Stover. Cooper was actually at the plate when Jack Scheel was thrown out trying to steal. That pitch is up high. 1 ball, no strikes. So I was one off. Excuse me there. So again, Coop will get credit for the base hit. Stover's 0 for 3. Still 7 base hits now by Hanover. As Talcott comes set, here's the pitch. Grounded left side. That'll be a base hit. Now Walter leaving a couple of pitches out over the plate. And now back-to-back singles here in the 8th. So maybe we'll go opposite of what Walter did in the 7th inning when he struck out the first 2 and gave up 3 straight base hits. That'll bring up now Jack Shine. Shine 0 for 3. Well, it appears early in this one. It looks like at least I see early in the outing for Talcott as the hitters are looking for the fastball by Walter. Runners at first and second. Again, no outs. Here's the stretch. And time will be called at the plate by Shine. I think they were more interested to see if Shine was going to square and bunt, though he is the number 4 hitter. First baseman Elkus coming in, playing in front of the base runner. Stretch again by Talcott. And he will again look the runner back as Walter steps off. The only movement made there was Matt Barger at second base. Stretch again by Walter in the pitch, and it's a breaking ball up high. There's a right-hander now throwing for the Quakers. That is going to be Spencer Owen. Walter checks the runner and the pitch, and he'll bunt it foul as Shine is attempting to advance the 2 runners. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Shine. It is rare that you'll see a team use their cleanup hitter for a sacrifice to get the runners over. Shine a .360 hitter as well, which makes it even maybe a little bit more unusual. The guy hits the ball well, but again, he's 0 for 3 today. Walter comes set, checks the runner at second, another bunt attempt, and this one is a good one. Talcott will throw to first. So the sacrifice is successful for Jack Shine. 1 away, and that'll bring up Brooks Bailey.
At bat number 4.
Bailey 1 for 3, picked up a single in the 4th inning. So Hanover went ahead and sacrificed their best hitter for Bailey, who's only a .259 hitter. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's in there for a strike. Heard you say that Mount St. Joe's up 9-0?
9-0, still batting in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Wow. Walter again ready to throw as he checks the runner at third. The pitch is low for a ball. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Talcott comes set again. Runners again at second and third. This one hits right field, base hit. Coop will score. Baker quickly up with a baseball. Will hold the runner at third in Stover, and it's a 4-3 ball game. Well, Walter has not been as sharp today as I'm sure the Quakers hoped he would be.
Looks like he's leaving balls up, Troy.
Yeah,
he's
he
up
is.
In the strike zone.
He's leaving those across the plate. Here's Sizemore.
23, Chase Sizemore.
So give Hanover credit as they battle back here in the 8th inning, and now a chance to tie the ball game with Stover down at third. Sizemore struck out at looking against Talcott in the 7th inning. His second look at the right-hander, and the pitch is outside. Ball 1.
Could definitely use one of those right now.
That is now 5 hits off Talcott in 1 1/3 innings. Bailey at first, Stover at third. The stretch. And the pitch on the way, grounded toward the shortstop Laird. Can he get 2 here? There's 1. Barger turns, and they got him. A 6-4-3 double play will get Talcott and the Quakers out of the inning. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 8. And the Quakers continue to lead this one 4-3. This is Earlham Baseball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Summit Computers in Richmond is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware, service, support, and design services. They also provide web hosting, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and much, much more. Summit Computers, the official provider of RadioTroy.com. At Richmond Power and Light, we're committed to Richmond. We've been a part of this community for over 114 years. We're not part of some big energy conglomerate, and we don't answer to out-of-town stockholders. Instead, we are accountable to you. And just like you, we want what's best for our hometown. That means you can count on us to provide reliable electricity at low rates. We are Richmond Power and Light, your hometown electric utility, building Richmond a better tomorrow.
Quakers lead at 4-3. Back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium as we will move to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It'll be Laird, Elkis, and Robertson all due up. We'll see if the Quakers, which they have done quite often this year, see if they can get that run back they gave up in the top of the inning. Brennan 0 for 3. The pitch. Inside corner for a strike. Brennan has made a couple of nice defensive plays here today. Love to see the bat get going once again. Luce will come set as he works from the stretch, and the breaking ball, ground ball to the third baseman, and he bobbles that one as Coop will let that one go into left field. That'll be an error. So the Quakers have a man on and a guy they love to have on in Brandon Laird. Here's Elkis. 31 stolen bases by Brandon Laird, and he's down at first base, and he's probably itching to get a stolen base. Elkis, the home run in the 4th inning. The stretch by Luce. Runner will take off. The pitch is inside. The throw down to second base, and not in time. And there's another stolen base by Laird. And just like that, the Quakers have a runner in scoring position. I didn't think Laird would wait long. I think he's been just waiting to get on base. And now they're going to go ahead and walk Elkis to get to Robertson. Second time we've seen an intentional walk here by Hanover against Eric Elkis. They did it yesterday. Of course, in college baseball, you still have to throw the 4 pitches, and Major League Baseball has now turned to just letting him go down to first base, which I think sometimes is kind of interesting. We've seen pitchers in the past throw the ball away. I think that's something that they have taken away from the game a little bit. But there's Elkis on to first. Here's Robertson. You know, some hitters take this personal when the guy in front of you is intentionally walked because they know they can get to you. But I think in this situation, Hanover is just looking for a force at any base. Plus, they want to get a possible double play right here. Robertson 0 for 3 today, and now you'll see Fitch, the catcher, send out a defensive sign to his infield. Luce gets the sign, checks the runner at second. The stretch and the pitch. Robertson showing bunt. He'll pull back. The pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. And Quakers runners at first and second. They went cold in the 5th and 6th innings and then come back with 2 more runs in the 7th. The stretch by Luce. And the pitch. It's on the outside corner. Good job that time by Fitch as he framed that one just perfectly. And with 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, what if we'll see Spencer Owen? He has sat down. He was warming up in the bullpen. Walter may be done for the day. After giving up a couple of runs and 5 hits in the 2 innings he has worked. A little surprise there. He goes waiting for time to be called. Robertson waiting, and most of the time when you see that, Luce is trying to see what if Robertson will tip his hand at the plate and show bunt again and try to give Hanover an advantage defensively, but Robertson did not budge at all. So again, Luce after the quick time. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's inside 2-1. You'll see a lot of cat and mouse go on in close games like this, each team trying to get an advantage. Laird, plenty of speed down at second base, representing the 5th run of the ball game, but potentially a 2-run lead for the Quakers. Shortstop going behind the bag, and that one's thrown into center field only because Luce had fallen down. He tried to make the turn, and I think his cleats, or whatever the case may be, if he tripped on the pitching rubber, but he took a spill, and he throws that one into center field, so that'll be a throwing error. And the Quakers now have runners at first and third. And the count 2-1 to Robertson. Again, you're going from the dirt and the pitching rubber to the turf. And certainly Luce just stepped wrong and ended up falling down on the throw. The 2-1 pitch, bunt attempt again, but the pitch is inside. Robertson able to pull back in time. And we'll go 3 balls and a strike. Well, Robertson right now, I would imagine hitting all the way. You're head 3-1. You're probably going to get a pretty good pitch right here. Here's the delivery on the way. Swing and a miss. Runner will take off. Elkis will steal the base easily. So Elkis a stolen base. The count 3 balls and 2 strikes. And now let's see if Robertson can deliver right here with 2 runners in scoring position. Quakers out hitting the Panthers 9-8, the infield coming in. So now the percentages for the hitter will go up. The stretch by Luce. Here's the pitch. Popped him up.
See if that's deep enough for a run, Troy. May have a play at the plate here.
Yeah, Shield coming in will make the catch, and it wasn't deep enough at all as the run will stay at third and at second base, cut off by the first baseman Stover. Yeah, not quite deep enough there. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Krumloff.
That's out the catcher, number 5, Cody Krumloff.
Cody singled in the first, hit by pitch in the 4th, flew out in the 7th.
I think I was just going to say, Troy, if you're head coach Shane Stock, I know infield in decreases your percentages, but I think at this point, already trailing by a run, you only got 3 outs left.
Yeah.
Potentially Spencer Owen, who was a really low ERA coming into the game in the 9th inning. Don't think you have much choice here.
Yeah.
So I agree with this call to bring the infield in.
Well, I tell you what, popped him up as well, and so that'll be another big out, as that's going to be caught by Sizemore. So now the infield can play back with 2 away, and that'll bring up Danny Dopp. That's big outs of Robertson and Krumloff.
Third baseman, number 7, Danny Dopp.
Will the Quakers again leave 2 more runners in scoring position here in the bottom of the 8th inning? Stretch by Luce in the pitch. A breaking ball caught the outside corner for a strike. By the way, Danny picked up a base hit in the 7th inning. One of the 9 hits by the Quakers on the afternoon, which generally here at Sadler Stadium will produce 10-plus hits on a regular basis. There's another pitch, same location, same call, and Danny behind it 0-2.
Be some pretty big momentum for Hanover to get out of this inning without a run given up.
And then it'll be up to the Quakers to shut things down in the 9th inning. Game 1 of 2. Earlham still trying to pick up win number 20 in the conference. Here's the pitch. And, boy, that didn't miss by a whole lot. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One thing Fitch has done a pretty good job behind the plate is framing that ball on the outside corner, but not that time. Again, runners at second and third, the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way. Took something off that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes, but you see a lot of pitchers, their arm speed really slows down on their breaking pitches, and if you could see that well enough, Luce had slowed down a lot.
So to quote you here, Troy, the break-even pitch upcoming.
The break-even pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2 outs, 2 runners on.
A lot of 2s there. This one hit over the middle. Can it be good enough for a base hit? Sizemore throws to first. Off the mark, safe at first base, and a run will score. So Laird will cross the plate. Elkis on to third. Quakers now lead at 5-3, and I think they're going to ask for some help right here. So we will wait and see, as it looked like the throw did pull the first baseman Stover off the bag. And so now they will appeal to the home plate umpire. And whichever way, it's not going to be a popular call, whether he is safe or whether he was out.
Yep.
And I think they're going to say he was safe. That ball did pull him off the bag at first.
Yeah, so we're going to score that an error, Troy, on the second baseman. Kind of a tough error because the ball wasn't hit super hard. But that will be an error on the Panthers and score an unearned run there for Earlham.
So the Quakers now lead it 5-3.
Yeah, I was saying, I thought Coach Stock had a case there. I thought the tag may have gotten Danny there, but appeal to the is it Ingram behind home plate today, and to no avail. So Earlham gets a much needed insurance run. I always feel way better. I feel like the difference between being up 1 and being up 2 is such a huge difference.
Especially when you go to the ninth inning and you're another team that only has 3 outs remaining. 1 ball, no strikes now to Isaiah Shake. Shake struck out twice today after tripling back in the 3rd inning.
An update from Rose and Mount St. Joe. It's in the bottom of the 8th inning, score 9-0. So the Engineers 3 outs away from getting swept. And Mount St. Joseph 3 outs away from earning a berth in the program's first HCAC tournament in at least 7 years.
Wow. So we're seeing a lot of firsts, aren't we?
Yep.
Quakers hosting their first. Mount St. Joe, their first in a long time.
I mean, we'll have to wait officially until the tiebreaker math comes out and the conference releases who is in. But after scouring the tiebreaker rules and multiple tiebreaker scenarios, that's what I've come up with.
3 balls, no strikes now to Shake, and we'll see Fitch go out and talk with Luce. No one throwing, though, in the Hanover bullpen. This more of a word of encouragement, I'm sure, by Fitch. Try to get Luce back in focus here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Spencer Owens still warming up in the pen for Earlham, so you'd think that he would come in the 9th. Ironically, also, the win statistic, Walter Talcott would be, the winning pitcher if this result were to hold.
That would be a walk given up to Shake. So we have seen now in the inning 3 errors by Hanover as Kendall Baker picked up that huge hit in the 7th inning. He's driven in a couple of runs today.
I was going to say, had an RBI ground out to first base, too. So this is normally a person, the 9-hole hitter, you would think that's someone you'd want to come up in this situation. There are people on Earlham's team that have a higher batting average than Kendall Baker, but he can beat out a bunt for a base hit and do a lot of different things and has played well today. So this could really blow the game open here with a base hit from the Richmond High School alumnus.
Baker steps in. Here's the pitch. Hands low for a ball, and now Luce having a hard time finding the strike zone.
The Franklin and Manchester game, again, they're playing a doubleheader today that started at 1 o'clock. Live statistics are down from Franklin. Didn't have them yesterday and down today, so we are in the dark once again on the result of that game.
The stretch and the pitch hit well but foul as Baker nearly made this at least a 7-3 ball game.
And I would think, Troy, with the speed of Shake, who has, I would say, above average speed and 2 outs, anything hitting the gaps or down the line could clear the bases.
Yeah.
But there's also, as you alluded to before, not a lot of room in foul ground here at Sadler Stadium. So the ball will bounce off the bullpen or off the fence here. So that could be in question.
1-1 is foul tipped, held on by Fitch, the catcher. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, you have the insurance run, and we see again that Spencer Owen is back up and throwing, the freshman out of Bargersville, Indiana. Potentially get a save opportunity if all works out.
Would be his 3rd of the year if you were to convert.
We'll stay at 1-2. Baker battling here in the 8th.
It's almost like this at bat, Troy. Kendall not adjusting to the speed a little bit slower from the Hanover pitcher here is what he saw. He's pulled, a couple balls here, foul ground to the third base side. Or first base side, excuse me.
Yeah, Luce.
Swing the left-handed stick.
Yeah, Luce has been a little more breaking pitch.
Heavy.
Yep. This one hit foul, came back with a fastball. Not a whole lot of movement on the ball. 1-2. Well, again, 4 errors now in the ball game for Hanover, 3 coming in the inning. Quakers have not committed an error today, which is always good news. And Earlham has had some games in which they've committed 4 or 5 errors and still managed to get a win. There's a breaking ball hit to the left side.
It's gonna be a tough play.
He's going to have to hurry, and scooping it out of the turf is Stover, and that'll do it. So the Quakers, though, pick up a run here in the 8th inning. We will head to the top of the 9th inning. Quakers on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard lead this one 5-3. This is Earlham Baseball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. It's not just about the quality work, it's also about customer service. It's about attention to details and making absolutely sure you are 100% satisfied. If that's the kind of experience you want in your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Give them a call at 966-0994.
Well, Spencer Owen is in, the freshman out of Bargersville, Indiana, and he has a chance to pick up a save here today. And for Spencer, this is his 16th appearance, only behind Matt Mathias in appearances for the team, 20 in the third innings. He has given up 16 hits, 8 runs, 3 earned, 14 strikeouts, and 6 walks. He is 1-0 on the year with an ERA of 1.33. And again, a chance to pick up a save here today as we will go 7, 8, and 9 now for Hanover in the bottom, or I should say top half of the 9th inning.
And Troy, I think I've mentioned to you before, the season record for ERA is 1.19 set by Gene Radio in 1968. And Spencer Owen right now has a 1.33 ERA. So he is flirting with that line of having one of the better pitching seasons out of the pen in program history.
Opens up with a strike. Cockerham, couple of base hits today. He is 2 for 3. Here's the pitch by Spencer. It's in there for a strike, and he quickly opens up 0-2. Spencer reminds me a lot. I mean, he's not a big guy. He and Walter both not very big pitchers, but he can bring it to the plate. This is lifted high in the air, shallow left field. Shake coming over and will battle that high sky and make the catch, and there's one away, and the Quakers now 2 outs away from picking up win number 20 in the conference.
And it'd be, on that note, Troy, 10 straight in 14 of the last 15 in conference. This team was 6-5 in conference play at one point, and that was just before beginning that long road trip.
Yep.
And since then, they've lost one game, and that was since the Manchester series, they've lost one game, and that was 1912 to Defiance College in the finale. And that was a game where in the third inning, Earlham scored 9 runs and then gave up 8 runs, had 17 runs plated in one inning. Can you imagine broadcasting that inning?
No.
Might as well take a nap, go get some dinner, come back, and still be calling the same inning.
Those are not fun. 2 balls, no strikes, by the way. Braden Eimel, freshman out of Barberville, Kentucky, pinch hitting. That one hit foul. 2 balls and a strike. Eimel getting his first look that we have seen so far in the first 2 games. Eimel just making his 6th at bat of the year. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eimel playing in just his 8th game. He's gotten 1 start this year. Here's the break-even pitch again, and it's low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now go after this guy right here. You know that, at least from a numbers standpoint, he has not seen a whole lot of live pitching. Popped up foul. And we'll stay at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, we'll have about a 30-minute break between the 2 games. And then get ready and see if the Quakers can sweep the 3-game set. Here is the payoff pitch. Another good cut. Hit foul as Eimel hanging tough here in the 9th. Kyle Gorman Generally, the midweek starter will get the start in game number 2, and Gorman has thrown well this year. The payout pitch again. Boy, I tell you what, nice job here by Eimel. Eimel just a freshman as well. So 2 freshmen going at it here in the 9th inning, and that pitch just outside, and Eimel will walk.
So no, Coach Sakis dislikes walks. That not a terrible pitch there by Owen Troy, I thought, but that does get the tying run to the plate here for the Panthers.
Jay Lorenz.
At bat, the right fielder, number 17, Jay Lorenz.
Lorenz 1 for 3.
I always say if you're down multiple runs in the bottom 9th inning, all you can do is get the tying run to the plate. Give yourself a chance.
Need base runners at this point. Here's the pitch by Owen, and it's a called strike. And tell you what, Lorenz didn't like that call, and looked like it might have been a little bit low, but always trying to figure out hitters and their mentality a lot of times. And a pitch, again, that first one might be the best you're going to see in a sequence. Now, and then you swing at a pitch like that, which made absolutely no sense, a ball that was riding in on your hands. So no balls and 2 strikes.
Really looks like Spencer's locating his fastball really well, Troy. We had a jam. Lorenz got real jam there on that pitch up and in.
1 away as we play here in the 9th inning. Time called by Lorenz. You know, good hitters only allow pitchers, if you're going to throw a bad pitch, and if you're a good enough hitter, you're not going to swing at those. And good hitters will just swing at those balls that they want to swing at as that pitch is high and inside. It sounds simple when you're sitting up here, but I see too many hitters swing at bad pitches and then watch some pretty good pitches go on by. 1 and 2. Guess most of the time, back to that word guess, you got to guess just right. But you also got to know what count you're in. Popped up right side, Elkis. Will he have room, as that will go into the bullpen? And we'll stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quakers win today, and again, they'll win their 25th of the season. Where does that set all time in a season? Now, what's the record for wins in a year? Guess we're going to find out.
Well, Walter broke it last year with 10.
How about just a team record, I mean, as far as wins by a team for Earlham?
The program record for wins. Give me 1 second. I believe the team last year and the year before had 29 wins.
Okay.
And I believe that is the record, but I will double-check that.
I just wanted to see where we were as far as the 25 today, and still have a chance with the tournament coming up to match that record if it is 29. Here's the pitch by Owen, and he missed outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spencer trying to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th inning.
It is, in fact, 29 wins. Last year it was 29 and 14. Year before was 26. So 29 is the record.
Okay.
So if Earlham were to win this game, win the next game, and then win the HCAC tournament, that would equal 29 wins.
Popped him up. That'll be Elkis near the mound, and Spencer Owen clears out of there and lets Elkis take that one. And so 2 away. And we'll go to the top of the order, and this will be the leadoff hitter, John Shield.
Number 8, John Shield.
So Hanover down to their final at-bat here in the 9th inning, and for John, he picked up a base hit and an RBI in the 7th inning. He is 1 for 3 with a walk and a stolen base. And the Quakers now 1 out away from winning this one. 0-1 into the stretch. Here's the pitch, and a breaking ball in there for a strike. Owen again will check the runner at first, a short lead. Here's the pitch, way outside. And the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, Quakers win this, guaranteed winning the series against Hanover. Try for another sweep. They swept Mount St. Joe. They got Transylvania. They got Anderson here recently. Pitch is low.
So with this series win, Troy, the Quakers have beaten every 7 of the 9 teams. The only series losses would be a 2-1 loss to Franklin here and a 2-1 loss at Manchester. Had a 2-1 win. This pitch is low. 2-1 win at Rose. 2-1 win at Defiance, 3-0 win at Anderson, 3-0 win here. Well, at least 2-0 win if this result holds. 2-1 or 3-0, depending on the result of our in the nightcap here. And then 3-0 sweeps of Bluffton and Mount St. Joe on the week. So second consecutive year Earlham will have gone undefeated on the weekday series.
3 balls and a strike now to Shield. And the stretch by on. Here's the pitch. And that one's just outside, so 2 walks in the inning. And that'll bring up Spencer Coop. And now runners at first and second.
I was going to say, so now if you're Coach Sackasitz, you went from a home run would be the only thing that tied the game to now an extra base hit would likely tie the game.
Now Coop singled his last time up in the 8th. He is 1 for 4. As Owen set to throw, and that pitch is a called strike.
Yep.
I think Coop wanted to go after that one.
Just gone final, Mount St. Joseph 9, Rose Holman 0. Engineers swept in that series, and Mount St. Joe is into the tournament with a 16-11 record. Rose Holman also 16-11 in the Engineers' fate. Good breaking ball there from Owen, just low. Rose Holman's fate will rest in the hands of the Manchester Spartans. Rose needing Manchester to win at least one game over Franklin. And again, that doubleheader got underway at 1 o'clock, but stats are down.
That one hit foul. So now Hanover down in the count of 1 ball, 2 strikes, and down to their final strike in this one. Guess you have to give them a call, huh?
May have to.
Used to be that way. You had to call the other teams, right?
Yeah. Send a fax to the paper after the game got done.
Yeah. Here's your 1-2 pitch, and boy, that one got away from Owen.
That's the second time this inning, Troy, that Owen has sort of lost the grip on his breaking ball. So now we got 2-2 the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on in a 2-run ball game. This will be the go-ahead run here at home plate.
The pitch on the way, hit well into left field. That'll be a base hit. Shake coming up throwing, but again at the expense of getting that final out at the plate. Hanover will hold the runner at third base, and so now the base is loaded, and we'll have a visit to the mound as here's a very dangerous hitter, and Stover stepping to the plate.
I think that's smart from Coach Stock to not send that. I mean, that run is somewhat meaningless, whether it's at third or home plate. No action in Earlham's bullpen, so this looks to be Owen. Owen sort of created the mess himself, and he's going to have to get himself out of it.
Yeah, never want to make that third out at third or at home plate if you possibly can avoid it, especially when it's the end of the ball game. But now the visit to the mound, and they'll talk with Spencer. You see at least 2 of the infielders coming in as well, including the catcher Cody Krumloff. So now it'll be Stover. Stover singled in the 8th inning. He swung early in the count.
2 outs, now batting number 26, Ty Stover.
In fact, he has swung early in the count all this entire ball game, so he's going to be swinging early, at least from a indication of what he has done in his 4 previous at-bats. 1 for 4. Owen's pitch on the way, and it's low and outside for a ball. Well, Hanover not going away here in the 9th inning. Spencer comes set. And the pitch on the way, popped him up. In center field, Lynch coming in. Lynch will have to battle that high. Sky makes the catch on the run, and that'll do it. Well, it got interesting in the 9th inning, but the Quakers get the win and win it here today by a final of 5-3. As Walter Talcott will pick up the victory, his first of the year for Spencer Owen. He gets the save. And the Quakers improve their record now to 25-12 overall, 20-6 in conference play. Hanover will fall to 18-19 overall, 9-16 in the conference. So they do what they have to do in game 1. It'll be up to Kyle Gorman now in game number 2. We will take a quick time out and put a wrap on this one as the Quakers get the win 5-3 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
The last time I was in for service at Best One, I let Roger know my brakes were squeaking. So they checked them out, and Roger told me it was just a little moisture. Not to worry, everything was fine. Well, that was just the reassurance I needed. I trust the team at Best One, just like I trust my own dad.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark. At Best One Tire and Service, we only fix what needs to be fixed. When your car or truck leaves our shop, the service you request will be done right. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
Well, with the Quakers winning here today, they'll look for the sweep coming up in Game 2 about 30 minutes from now. So we're looking very close to 3 o'clock before we get the second game underway as Earlham wins game number 2 by a final of 5-3, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors on the board. And for Hanover, they will get one more hit on the board, 3 runs, 9 hits, and 4 errors on the day. But the Quakers win at 5-3. Game 2 in about 30 minutes. Thanks for being with us. This has been Earlham Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.